hello, hello. Hi, guys. Hi, Joey. How has everybody been doing out there? How y'all doing? Let's see, I'll be trying to situate. I'm well, thank you so much. How you doing over there? Good evening, good evening. Trying to give people time to come in. Whoever's going to come. I didn't have that many people online right now, but y'all know I saved these. When there's a few of us in, we have better conversations so we can get to each other, help each other, talk to each other. Hello, Vein House. Welcome. I know I ain't been here in a while. I came to check on y'all. I know y'all be up because I'm up. Try to give y'all a little bit of time when I can. My services were canceled for tomorrow, so I said I have a little time tonight to talk to your people, to my people. So I'm coming through to say, hey y'all, how y'all doing? Y'all know I always come with a word, a message. If you have questions, feel free to ask them. My intent was to say if anyone wanted a reading, then let me put my Cash App up. So annoying. Hey, Michelle. Michelle, put my Cash App up for me, please, love, so I can pin it. I can't type. Now let me do it. Help me out here, cuz. Hello, everyone coming in. I'm well healed, Damonte. Thank you very much. How you doing? Came to check on my people, see how y'all doing. It's a little tired, but I'm here, you know. Come to give my people a little bit of energy. Come see how y'all doing. How's everybody been holding up? Is everybody moving correctly? Does everybody have their selves together? What we got going on, guys? Y'all know I do a lot of sessions and I do a lot of readings. And when I reach a common issue, or it's an issue for y'all. It's a common misstep, an oversight that you guys, hey Tanita, that a lot of you guys seem to allow to be a roadblock in your progression where spirit is concerned. And we're going to get into that. Michelle, did you do it? Doing good, a lot better for sure. Good, good. Glad to hear it. Listen, you gotta you have to motivate yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you're not going to do these things for yourself, then no one is going to force you to do them, and spirit watches how you move. I had spoke to someone that I was mentoring, and they were asking, like, well, what is it that they want? What is it that the ancestors want at this point? Like, is it, and they were leaning towards something tangible. And I had to explain to them, like, listen, it's not anything tangible at this point where you are concerned. Some of us have a harder walk than others. If you come from a line, and I'm talking about a family line, a bloodline of people that have had a lot of hardships. Took your advice from the last time you pulled on my baby hairs and it's been charged. Listen, I just snatch them, they gonna grow back. As long as you do what you're supposed to. Listen, we know what we're supposed to be doing, right? If we come from families that have a lot of issues, and when I speak of issues, I mean alcohol and drug abuse, just not good character, a group of people that don't have the best of character. If you come from those that just weren't the best when it came to making decisions, if they were mentally ill in any way, if they had any type of issues. You know you got people that got issues, right? You know you have some ancestors that need more work than others. So if you come from a line where you have some that are elevated, and then you know you have a bunch that are off the rocker. And it's been an issue for you in your life to say that some things are, people love to throw around ancestral curses and generational curses and things of that nature. But you have to understand what they mean by curse. No one physically did anything with their hands to curse you. No one went and did any workings or anything like that for your lineage to be cursed. The curse comes from the way that we were reared, the way that our people were stolen, the way that we lived in survival mode, the way that some of us never received love, the abuse, the drugs, the alcohol, those types of things. You have been the one to peek your head above the clouds a little bit, to find a lane to say, listen, I need to become more spiritual. I need to connect with my ancestors. There's something that's pulling on me and calling on me to do something, right? Some people have an easier walk where they don't have to fight or struggle so hard to maintain a spiritual mindset and maintain a spiritual lifestyle, right? Because it is a life. It is a change that must be made in order for you to progress in this world. So if you know that you have all of these adversaries, which are generational issues, and it's merely spirits and energies that have not had the proper guidance nor elevation pulling on you, that means that their frequency is not so high. You must maintain a high frequency at all times. You do not have the luxury of slipping below the frequency level because you have a higher calling. You have things that are set in your way already with your lineage. We haven't touched spiritual court. We haven't touched Orisha. We haven't touched we haven't touched anything except for what's living in our DNA, our bloodline, our family lineage, right? We'll call it a curse. No, it's not a curse. It is your job to elevate and vibrate at a frequency that forces those ancestors to raise. That is why it is harder for you to maintain a balanced spiritual mindset, a consistency level, a motivational level, because you never had that before. So nothing in your line is pushing you. You may have two ancestors back there that's fighting for you, while the rest of them are not. It is up to you to maintain a high level of vibration, a high frequency, everything from a place of love. If it's not with the permission of God, Olodumare, Olofi, the Most High, Buddha, whoever you calling him, I'm not doing it. You cannot come from a hustler's mentality and think that you can bring that over into spirituality. That does not work. Spirit is looking for you to draw a line in the sand, to better it, to better yourself, to better your life, to better your line, your lineage. What you do raises them. If you don't raise, they don't raise. If you stay low, they stay low. So when you hear that you got some ancestors, you can have elevated ancestors that's with the shits, okay? You want those. You don't want the low vibrating energies around you that's with the shits. I need you to be under the righteous hand of God still when you with the shits. He allows it, right? Not vengeance, justice, karma. He allows you to reap what you sow. So there is always a tide that turns within this world where you don't have to go low in order to kick somebody's ass. Elevated ancestors kick ass too. Please believe it and please understand it. They do it when it's warranted and when it's just. That's how you stay clean. That's how you don't get that back. That's how it is anointed. If the universe allows it to swing that way, because baby, a pendulum swings both ways. It's not always just in one direction. Justice always prevails if you are living righteously. No, God ain't never going to turn his cheek to the point where you're being dragged and you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. Your mental is correct. Your vibration is correct. The way that you treat people is correct. Your thoughts are correct. The things that come off of your spirit, your mind, your body, and your soul is correct. It doesn't matter what somebody does to you. There is always a vein in which there's something that can be done about it. Okay? In my mind, I just heard spend time. I needed to hear this. Yes, you have got to spend the time. They must be elevated. You guys have got to elevate yourself in order to elevate them. And if you are coming from people that have issues, then it is up to you, baby. And you're being the one that's awoken, because this is the time. The universe is allowing for it to be such for us. There has been a turn. There has been a leveling up. There has been an energy raise and an awakening that has gone on for quite some time now. And those of us that ancestors have been pushing for us to wake up have gotten the messages and have started to do the work. Now it's time for you to do more. You must change your mindset. I do not want to hear another person tell me that I am not focused. I am not motivated. Your motivation alone is for you to have a better life, because nobody's life is without strife. That's motivation enough on it should be. If you have children, that your motivation should be for them to not endure half of the things that you've endured and or witnessed. I tell you guys things that I experience. I tell you guys things from conversations that I've had, because I understand that sometimes there's pushback. And you guys reach for everything and everyone under the sun and fail to understand how the importance of the ancestors, the reach of the ancestors, the scope of things that they are able and can do for you in this vein, before reaching to Orisha, before reaching for Palo, before reaching for the 21 divisions, before reaching for the Loa, before reaching for any of these things. I go hard. My sister at Underneath the Blush made these t-shirts. If y'all want to get one, it's at Underneath the Blush. Ancestors first. You guys, they bang for you. They ride for you. They pop you, they spank you, they lead you, they guide you, they give you strength, they give you power, they give you a foundation, they give you grounding, they give you all of the knowledge of the things that they endured. They give you that mystic vision as well. It's not just the Madamas and the Gitanas, it is your ancestral line as well. Do you know how many people I read this week, and we figuring out who's reading their tarot cards, and it's wow ancestors. Not a Madama in sight, not a Gitana in sight. They like, it's us. Who is it? Auntie and uncle. Who is it? Grandma and grandpa. Reading tarot cards, reading all your cards. You thinking you got this square, and it's not a big whole spiritual square. It is your ancestors back there that you don't know about, because you haven't taken the time to figure out what they were doing. They were back there reading them tarot cards like nobody's business. So when I say that these cards are not just independent units of something to flip over, there is a spirit that is reading these cards, and it behooves you to learn who that spirit is in order for the connection to be made with that energy, and thus allowing you to have that vision so that you are able to read people, read yourself, get the information and the knowledge for you to have a compass in this world, because that is what they do. They guide your steps. Don't ask for help, then how will those flex those muscles that we pray for their strength for, right? And I find a lot of us, myself included, don't ask for help when we feel low. We don't take it to the altar. The walk requires their counsel as well, not just saying thank you. Come on, Heal de Monte. Absolutely. I lean on you. Listen, when I tell you that you guys, if you're giving them the energy and you're building them as a family, because a lot of people don't understand what true family is, right? And because you haven't had the right kind of family, the loving, encompassing embrace of family, the lifting, the protection, the guidance, you believe that in death it is still that way, and it is not, because it was never meant to be that way in the first place. When I say it's time to come home, I mean that. It is time to come home. You're dead. It is a love like you never thought that you were able to get because you unfortunately didn't experience it in life, but in death, they see the error of their ways, and so they are coming to you with all that they have to give at this point. Why? Because they regret the ball that they dropped. They regret the actions that have caused your life to be what it is. They regret that you don't know the things that you should know that would assist you in life. So here they send me. But that's when they get on me the most. They say, girl, what are we here for? To look pretty? I asked for a sign and they showed it, and now I'm really confused. What was the sign that you asked for? What was the sign about, and why are you so confused? And remember, before I told you guys, when you want a sign, you can't always just leave it up to them to choose the type of sign, because who knows what you're going to be paying attention to, you know? My spirits have a way of taking me and making me see something, and I'll hear it first, I'll get a flash of it first, and then they'll repeat it. So if I'm not sure of something, I'll do something for them to test it, to test the theory of what it is that we're doing, and or I'm asking for them to show me, to confirm for me, you know? You guys have got to get in the habit of doing that. Let me see a yellow butterfly. Let me see, you know, something that you know. Why I don't feel connected to my spouse. Why do you, girl, thank heaven they sent you. Thank you, Tanita. Why don't you feel connected to your spouse? Have you never felt connected to your spouse? First of all, that's not a question that they can just answer. That's not a sign that they can just give unless you're asking that question, you've spent the time with them, you've meditated, and now you're going to sleep and you're asking for them to give you that answer in a dream. If you're not intuitive to hear and see spirit clearly, how is it that they're supposed to give you the answer to that question? They can't. So you tell me, why don't you feel connected to your spouse? How long have you been with your spouse? Have you always not felt connected with your spouse, or is this something new? What's changed? See, we have women's intuition a lot, right? And our women's intuition is nothing but our spirits and our ancestors and them great mothers back there saying, don't be stupid, baby, you know better. Right? You know what you saw. You know what you heard. Why are you sitting here trying to figure out what it is when you know damn well what it is? That's that gut feeling. Don't ignore the signs that come before you asking that question. Something happened before now. 14 years and this is new. Okay, so in the 14 years, what's you know, every 7 years, people change. You're supposed to change, right? You at double digits already, so now changes are coming in your lives now. And if you two are not being, putting in the time for one another, being honest with one another, being your authentic selves with one another, being as physical as you were with one another, making time for just you, with you guys without the children and with other people, then relationships go through this. It is the time for you to now sit down and have this conversation with your spouse and bust your throat chakra open, because if you're feeling distant and he doesn't know it or she doesn't know it, then that's a problem. You guys should have, after 14 years, I should be able to come to you with 3 braids in my hair, with my abuelita granny panties on, and a cigar hanging from the bottom of my lip, and ask him, what's good, daddy? I should know him in and out. He should know me in and out. There should be no hesitation with the type of communication that he and I are having. If I feel a kind of way or a disconnect with my mate after 14 years, there's a problem of communication first and foremost. But what are you guys doing about it? He knows. Does he feel it too? You're saying it. Like, you want to read in. Go into my Cash App, put in a donation, and I'll pull some cards and see what they're talking about. But you know more than what you're saying. What's the disconnect? What happened? Why nobody's doing nothing? Why is there no marriage counseling? Why is there no one in the middle, a mediator to sit there and talk to you, or someone, something? If you guys can't get to it yourselves, then what are you, just nothing? it's more than there's a disconnect, and you know, you gotta speak to, like, you have a moment, right? If y'all gonna and write down your points, if you guys are not, you gotta find a way to communicate with your mates. You have to. I am a very, y'all see me. This is how, if I have him when I'm in a relationship, this is what he get. Poor things. This is what they get. But there is never no miscommunication on how I feel, what I think, when something's wrong. I'm bringing it to the forefront. We gonna get, and we don't push stuff underneath the rug. Something wrong, something funky in the state of Denmark, and we need to discuss what's funky in Denmark. Because if it's not you, there's only one other person that it could be. It's him. So what's the issue? That goes into one of the topics that I had from a question about honoring self. You guys have got to learn when you get into these relationships that you can't be honoring God and everybody else underneath the sun and leave yourself for last. That teaches everybody how to treat you, which means you're always last. You put yourself last, so why shouldn't I? You did it. I'm going off for what you did. Y'all gotta let me know if y'all send me a cash app, because I can't see it while I'm on here. So just let me know and then give me your name and we'll get into that. Y'all have got to learn to honor yourself. God is not going to allow you to remain in something. Sometimes a lot of things, I don't feel attracted to him. Did he gain weight? Is it meant like, so you're not attracted to him? So this is one of the turns of time for you. What's your name, honey? What's your name? All the way out of my I was going for What's your name, sweetie pie? No, what? That's your name, TJ? That's your name is TJ? Sean. You over it. Listen, you got to be honest with how you feel. You are over him. It is, y'all are not even, you don't feel like he understands. You don't even feel like y'all are compatible in life anymore right now, in the way that you feel, in the way that you're thinking. But y'all have children, because it's like you want the idea of the family, but you over it. And I'm not even seeing that it's like he's done anything. It's like he's trying to offer you things to stay. Like he thinks it's just gonna pass. And you ain't happy, you're not over it. Listen, you gotta be honest with yourself, baby. Everything. Tell me this. The other man. Who's the other man? You met somebody? You met a man? Listen, it is very, your first, wait, yes girl, my first. What's your first? You met a man and your first what? Ladies, you need to be more careful when you have your babies. But he's my first. He just came back. Listen, I don't see that ending well. So I want you to be mindful of the choices that you make, right? I want you to be mindful of what you think you're going towards instead of the goodness of the man that you already have, right? Attraction, you don't know this man anymore. It's been years since you have been in this man's company on a consistent basis to know all of his dirt and all of his shit. I'm talking about the new homie that just is trying to do a double back, right? I'm going to show you what I got so that you know where I'm coming from. The first card was you not paying him no mind. You ready to get in your boat and go on about your business, right? The second card was your baskets. These baskets is flipped over, right? They all falling out. None of the stuff is in the basket. You ready to toss it all out the window and go about your business. You have the family life, and this is what you're juggling with. This is where your coins is at. This is he's taking care of what he's supposed to be taking care of at home. He is offering you stuff, and you got that face like, I could care less. I'm not with it. Here come this new man offering you all of the sun, the moon, and the stars. He got baskets of everything, and this is the younger you from when you was the younger him, and so it is nostalgic at this time, right? This is the 8 of sticks. All this shit is jammed up. All this is jammed up. All this is jammed up. Ain't nothing good about this picture. Not even almost. Not even a little bit. Not even almost. So, think long and hard. Don't use your loins. Don't use this is a mental smart here. Smart, right? You think that's where your heart would be. You think it was good back then. Y'all were young. Life hadn't jammed y'all up at that point yet. Y'all hadn't gone through half of the things that y'all had gone through as you guys have had now. Think of everything that you would be giving up, and then do some more investigation on his past while y'all have been away from each other, because there's some stuff back there that you don't know about, and you wouldn't be so pleased with knowing about it, and it would give you pause as to whether or not you want to be with this man. Don't think that this little booty call won't cost you your marriage, because it will. Be mindful with the decisions that you make where this is concerned, and understand how spirit works. Karma comes back in a way that we don't prepare ourselves for, because we think you got to think of who you're hurting in this scenario. They don't deserve the type of hurt that they would receive if you're not honest with yourself, and if you are not honest with your reasoning for doing the things that you are choosing to do. In being honest with yourself, we women, go do some investigation work on this man, because he is not what you're thinking he is going to be for your life. And he's not going to be around for the long haul with you. Does that answer your question? You asked Edgar and they was like, I got it. That's your answer. Don't play. I would never give a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. You ever heard that saying? That means that you don't give up gold to dig for fool's gold, because that's a fool's gold situation you're dealing with. I know all that. I haven't cheated yet. Let me tell you something. The fact that you're communicating with him is cheating. If you found out your husband was communicating with a woman that he used to be with and was considering dealing with him, you would flip your wig. Let's be honest. And let's not, sugarcoat shit. If it's shit, it's shit. We don't put sugar on shit and call it chocolate ice cream. That's not what it is, right? So this is in being honest with ourselves. And we can't be selfish. You can. But you're going to pay for it. That's all I'm saying. You've been told. You've been warned. This is a free will planet. right? We get to have free will to do what it is that we choose to do, and however it swings, but it's not going to swing well for you. He's going to jam you up. And you better make sure you don't, if you do decide to do this, let me just say this. He shouldn't have your phone number. He shouldn't have your phone number to text you. That's out of pocket, ma. If my man, my husband, has some female that's texting him, they gonna be trying to look for him. I'm not having that. They gonna be looking for him somewhere, cause I'm gonna stash him. I might, he gonna be hurt. That's all I'm saying. Like, no, that ain't it. What about him? You wanna know what? All of the cards was about you. He's offering you. The stuff about him was that he wasn't a bad man. He doesn't have it. You say he texts you first. Oh, you always find text and stuff with your husband. Well, y'all both jacked up then. Listen, why are y'all together? Why are you still with him? Let me ask you that. Real talk, honest talk, right? Why are you still with him? The persons that are texting him, you've seen the texts. Are they those types of texts? Who are these women? They don't need to be sorted out. He not dealing, whoever, because I love him, we have a child, honestly, he told the truth until the text between the other women, we have a bad pattern of, yeah, because I got this one was upside down, like she's not in the picture, and then this one is him by himself, beating himself up, and it's by himself with the knives, and it's all in his head, but there's a dog, there ain't no other person there, because the picture came up upside down, so he's not messing with her. Right? She texts him about having a dream. So y'all need to be having a discussion about stopping these people. If it bothers you both, then you shouldn't be having these conversations with other people. Because it's you. It's your head is jamming this up. Your head is totally jamming this up. This is the next card I got, and it's upside down. You're a smart woman, right? Use your weapons of intellect to think this through. You can get through this. This came in upside down. So because it's upside down means that you can get through this, right? You don't have to let these things in your head destroy your relationship and allow it to be worse off. You know what I'm saying? If you guys were to get these other people out of this scenario and stop using distractions, instead of facing the issues that you guys have, and put some of that energy into you guys' relationship, y'all could be okay. But y'all got to make the decision to do that. There's no such thing as other women and other men texting each other. These are decisions that you got to make. You got to make the decision. If you was like this, I'd say it's jacked up. But it came upside down, which means you got a shot to do something with it. Right? And don't monkey bar men. You know what we call them monkey bars? The chicks that go from one bar, monkey's got to hold the other bar to swing to the next one. Those are men. You don't hold on from one man to swing to the next. You got to give yourself time in between that to see, who am I now without this man? Independent, mother, single, alone, confident, by herself, not having to be dependent, straightforward, standing on her own. Who am I? That's a different woman. Why do you care that these women were in love with him if he wasn't sleeping with and or doing anything with him? She is his ex-business partner. You are his current wife. And you are the one that's having conversations with someone else. So have you ever thought about if you stopped, he might, because he's not even doing nothing. They coming for him. They want him. The conversations that you found wasn't nothing. She had a dream about him. They throwing a coochie at him. And he's sitting there like, what I'ma do? She upside down. And you trying to figure out if you gonna fix it or not. She tried to, did he sleep with her? Did he sleep with her? Did he have an affair with her? That's not my... Did he sleep with her? Did he have an affair with her? Ladies, I don't know. His dick was out in her apartment. Let me say this. You can't have a bench. I'm going to put these cards away because this is a common sense moment, right? You guys have got to understand that if you are in a relationship with someone and you forgive the things that they have done, that does not give you carte blanche right to now go and be unfaithful. It does give you carte blanche right to pack your stuff and move out. It does allow, it's fine, it does allow for you to leave. It does allow for you to reclaim your independence, right? It does allow for you to make better choices for yourself and to make better decisions for yourself going forward. It does allow for you to take some lessons from the relationship, right? It allows you to do all of these things, but to not sit in it and continuously blame him for these people throwing themselves at him placing himself in precarious situations, but you do the same thing. So we're not going to point the finger at him by himself because your windows are not so clean, my love. So if you're looking at him, you got to look in that mirror back at yourself, at the stuff that you've done, right? And then understand that this is his ex-business partner who tried to ruin your marriage, which means she was not unsuccessful. And he is no longer business partners with this woman. You love this man, but you're scared of being totally down and totally in it. And you need to be if that's where you want to be. But don't play games and look for something else when that's not where you want to be. Right. I just started. It's like, TJ, you don't want to be alone, and that's understandable. But yeah, listen, sometimes we have to be alone so that we can completely know who we are, so that we can completely get into ourselves, so that we can see the things that, we could do differently in our lives, and we don't have the distractions of mates, to take away from us being the best version of ourselves. And you need to get into that, right? You need to allow yourself to, first of all, y'all both need to sit down and have an honest and open conversation, and not just, don't be sitting there talking about, yeah, what you did, because I see you doing that. And you like to throw stuff in his face about stuff that's happened, and you said you was over it, but now you throwing it back at him, and he don't want to hear that shit. He don't want to hear it. Nobody wants to hear the same conversation over and over and over again. If you was over it, then why are we still talking about it? You can't keep bringing up, because this 3 days ago, this stuff with him and the ex-partner that was a while ago. That's not like recent. Right? Am I wrong? That's not recent. So you're not feeling it because you think, of whatever has gone on with him, but you love him. Okay, are you in love with him? Because we can love people from afar. We don't have to be with people just because we love them. I need to be in love with you. I need to miss you. I need to want to see you. I need to not feel right when I haven't been around you for a few days. I need to talk to you every single day. Like, I need all of that. I need you to be up on me. I need you to be up in me. All of that. So Not only on top of that, you got financial issues. So that's what y'all should be focusing your energy on in the first place instead of other people. Getting involved in other relationships ain't gonna bring you bring your pockets up. Y'all both focusing on the wrong stuff. If you feel like you can do better by yourself, then that's what you should do. But if you feel that you can't do better by yourself and this is something that's worth fighting for, then I suggest you fight for it. Listen, y'all think that the grass is greener on the other side of the street. It's not. These dating streets are shit, pun shit, pun shit. So if you have you a good man and he's decided to, and you don't even have a job, so you don't even have the luxury of being an asshole right now. So you need to chill until you could get your finances in order. How you know they signs be orbital? What we got going on over here? I ain't see that. You need to chill and get yourself in order, and the last thing you need to be doing is giving any energy towards something that's not going to be productive for you in the future. All of your energy should be going into, if you want to save your marriage, having built a relationship with him, and y'all need counseling, but y'all also need to stop doing dumb shit, because y'all do a lot of dumb childish shit. How old are y'all? Y'all do a lot of childish things that if there's no such thing as being in love and wanting to cheat. Those don't even go in the same sentence. If I'm in love, I don't want to cheat. I don't want nobody but my man. I can look at all of the nice men outside and all that other kind of stuff from a distance because he looks good and I have eyes and I can say that. But there's no way possible that I'm going to take it further than that because I love my man. So I'm going to take that same energy and take it home and give it to him. You need to find a spark back in that relationship if you want that shit to last. Y'all got a lot of issues. Y'all got financial issues. Y'all got fidelity issues. Y'all got trust issues. And on top of that, look at what you're teaching your child. It's time to grow up. It's time to grow up. And it's time to stop keeping a list on who did the most fucked up shit, because y'all both did some fucked up shit. Chuck it. And start anew if that's what you're going to do. But you got to make a decision to say that this is what I'm going to do. Don't base it on that man. I'm telling you right now. I don't know, but from out here, sis, I say leave. Save itself and your kids and leave. Girl, fuck all that. Right? That's why I can't figure that out, because I loved him and I never felt this way. She don't got no job to leave love lockdown. That's the problem. She has got to chill until she gets her pockets together and has the ability to leave. She can't leave and think she's going to go with this other man. That's the problem. That's a dependency issue, and you'll always be dependent upon him. You can't go dependent from one to the next. You've got to have your own when you leave. Not from him to someplace else. Another man. That doesn't work like that. You are entertained. The same way you says that he's entertaining people, so are you, honey. That's cheating. You shouldn't be entertaining nobody else. At all. Y'all know what y'all discussing. You say that now until he kick you out. Because he found out that you doing some other stuff and you ain't got no place else to go. And here come homie offering you the sun, the moon, and the stars, and he ain't got half of what he offering. Be easy and be mindful. Get your pockets together and y'all start working on a separation plan. That's what you need to be doing. Because it doesn't seem like you are going to give up on the idea of this other person. And you, the first 3 cards said you was over it anyway. So get your money together and go. But that other relationship, that's not going to work out. So if you want to play after you leave your husband and y'all legally do what y'all doing, by all means you do that. But it's not going to last. Yeah. Get your money up and you don't have to worry about, you make moves the way you need to make moves, but be mindful of the steps that you make and who you hurt, because that stuff comes back to you. It's the way, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Right? It is how we do things. We are allowed to change our minds. We are allowed to love different people. We are allowed to move on. It is not what we do. It is how we decide to do it, what kind of compassion we use and when we're doing it, and that we're taking people's feelings into accountability, right? You got to take yours into account too, but y'all got a child, so y'all need to figure that out. That's what I did. I ended up being my Greyhound ticket from Arizona to California. I was born. Yeah, you had the ability and a place to go. Everybody don't have that, so you got to make a plan. We don't just go willy-nilly. You plan your way. And if you had a relationship with your ancestors, you said you asked them for a sign. What are you doing with them? Do you have an ancestor altar set up? Do you have their pictures? Do you have their names? Do you know their stories? Do you give them candle, water, light, food, energy, song? Do you communicate with them? Prayer? All of that. You ask them for guidance. Took my kid on the Greyhound and we were both born. So we got to make better decisions, right? We have to make better decisions for ourselves. We have to make better decisions for our children. We got to make better decisions for our lives as a whole. You know, the things that we witness coming up is not the way that shit should be, right? It's not the way that things are supposed to be. We've got to learn to have a better outlook on life and the things that we got to start doing for self. And to be better people as a whole. Like, think of the choices that we make and the things that we do. You might even see when you're on your own that this other person isn't even what you thought. The lenses will be different. It's going to be different. It's going to be different. We have to learn how, when we're talking to the ancestors, to ask the right questions. Right? Clarity, and you ask them to show you if this person is good for you. You're going to see something. Ask them to show you what's being hidden from you. Ask them to show you what you don't see or what you don't know. These are the things that we ask them for. And when that stuff starts popping up, you know they meant for you to see that. It's not, give me a sign. Nah, show me some shit. Who I want to know the shit about? My husband. If it's my husband, show me for sure what's going on. Let me see it. Let me know it. Make it so that it can't be nothing but the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help him, God. Right? This is how I talk to my ancestors. This is how I talk to my spirit guides. And they let that shit fly. It be so obvious, the stuff that they show me when I ask the proper questions. Somebody asked me, how do you know if someone hexed you? You got to have a divination. That's it, period. You need a divination. You need to know specifics. We're not guessing. We're not none of that. We need to know who, what, where, why, and how. Right? So that we know who, what, where, why, and how it needs to be fixed. Some people look better when we compare to someone isn't good for us right now. Remove who isn't good, and you'll see all the things that first shine in comparison are counterfeit for you. Right? Come on, teach. Listen, y'all, this is other women's advice. Sometimes it takes multiple women to give you advice and the situations that they've gone through for you to see it from a different light, you know? You're kind of hard-headed and you don't really like to listen, but experience will be your teacher. Someone asked me if it benefits spiritual practice to live a sober life and if there are any exceptions. Now, when we speak of sobriety, she was in with my sister before, happy. Right, but that clear and concise. Clear and concise. And the sobriety thing. Now, if you have generational alcohol and drug abuse issues, then yeah, it's best for you to live a sober life, right? Those are the generational curses. It's not it's with, you have to remember that when you start opening up door to spirit and you start communing with spirit and that energy and that current starts to flow, that is still your bloodline, so they do have access to your energies. And remember what I said about energies levels and your vibrations being low and being high. If you are not living in a high vibration, like me, I don't drink liquor unless I'm doing something with spirit. When I'm sitting here and I'm doing this and I'm doing readings and I'm doing services, you'll see me with a glass of wine in my hand or a glass of rum or something in my hand, because that's what my spirits drink. I can drink a bottle of wine tonight, and when that candle go out, if there's something left in my cup, I have to pour it out. If I drink this little bit like this, after that candle goes out, I will be drunk. That is not because of an ancestral thing. That is because of my tolerance level and the amount of spiritual energy and current that I have around me. They take that as a sign of mount me, ride me, get on me. It's like I don't have the proper barrier, the proper resistance, the proper mental to keep the energies from being able to just bounce in and out and do what they're supposed to do. That means that I'm no longer in control. Alcohol it causes you to not be in total control. So if there's something like cocaine and those types of illegal drugs, I'm not talking about weed and none of that. I'm talking about drugs. No, you shouldn't be popping pills. No, you shouldn't be sniffing cocaine. No, you shouldn't be taking Molly. No, you shouldn't. None of them get highs. No. Alcohol in moderation. You know your limits. This shouldn't be a time when you're getting because people get drunk and use these things as an escape. And they dull all of the senses so that they no longer feel whatever it is that they're trying to avoid. It's an avoidance measure for most, right? They don't want you to avoid. You can't heal if you don't feel, right? That's why alcohol is called spirits, right? So once in a while, first of all, I can't drink this red if I'm not doing spirit. There is no crossover. Red is theirs. I drink it when I'm with them. If I pick up red to try to be social, spirit will jump me. Because I know that I don't have any business. They told me. It wasn't a guess. They was like, you can't. How about that? No. You want to be the captain of this ship, the captain must be sober and in his full faculties at all times. You must see war when it's coming. You must perceive all things. And if you are inebriated beyond your control, then how are you supposed to be able to man the ship? You can't. Don't work like that. So be mindful in your consumption and what you're doing. Where can I buy the t-shirt? Yeah, Etsy.com, underneath the blush. Right? So that's that with the alcohol. Marijuana is from the earth, right? Unless you're the type of person that sit there and smoke weed all day and don't get nothing done, they'll take it from you. If you smoke a little bit and you can still function and do stuff, they don't care about that, right? That's not a problem. I've never seen it become a problem unless you got a problem. When you make it a problem, then that's when they make it a problem and they start taking that type of stuff away from you. Other than that, no. Know your limits. You know your limits. You know when you go. You know how much you drink, and you know that everybody got that little radar that be like, you shouldn't take that next sip. Because I used to have that when I used to be out in the streets and all that shit. Let me tell you something. I could get, and the spirit always talked to me. I would be having liquor, and I'll be at a bar or in a club or something like that, and they want to talk about another round. I'll get that glass, and they be like, if you take that sip, you're going to be fucked up. Put it down. I couldn't drink it. They make me sick. They'll make me... There's no such thing. And I don't even know if you ever seen it. Somebody take a sip and then immediately want to throw it up. That's me. They out your system now. Now. Don't do it. You're going to be jacked. So I have always been that person to listen to them when they tell me something about alcohol. I had some weed that makes you go to sleep. Yeah, no. Don't. That's not what you want. I don't know what it is. There's two different kinds. One that you can function with and one that puts you to sleep. You need to switch to the other one because that's not what it's for. I'm not doing that. No, sir. Does anybody have any questions? Marijuana makes me have panic attacks. Well, that ain't your brand, honey. Do they make you crave things that they want? Yes, they do. Spirit makes you crave things that you want. You'll start to smell it. You'll start to taste it. All of that kind of stuff. I've had them cancel orders from restaurants that they didn't want me to order from until I got one that they liked. Straight up. On Grubhub. I placed 3 orders. They didn't want none of them. They can't. Each one of them orders canceled. The driver called and canceled 3 orders. The 4th order was a West Indian restaurant. That's what they wanted. They let that food come here. I was like, y'all are funny. Yes, they do. They make you crave things that they want. Absolutely. Especially if it's something that you know you don't eat or you know you don't like. Like, I don't eat meat. I'll crave fried chicken sometimes. I don't eat meat. I haven't eaten meat in over 10 years. Not a lick of meat. I'll get sick to my stomach if I try to eat some meat. They make them, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You guys have got to learn to start to set the bar higher when you're dealing with your life and the things and the people that you allow into your life. This is the time for us to figure out who we are and what we want. What are we good at? What are our talents? What are our gifts? How do we make extra money? Y'all got so many talents and so many gifts and things that you guys are sitting on, and that you're not putting it into action to actually move beyond where you are in life right now. Your ancestors and your spirit guides, listen, y'all, they come here to do things. I was watching today what is it, the Gypsy Sisters, something like that, from on TLC. And I'm watching these they call themselves gypsies. That's the name of the show, right? We know they like to say now it's derogatory. My lady don't care. My ladies, they don't care, right? Gitana, gypsy, whatever. They about that action, right? They are not like the Madamas, right? The Madamas are more stern. They're more by the book, by the rules, by the, get you by the nuts, all of that kind of stuff. The gypsies, they ain't gonna let you swing a little bit looser. They looser with it, right? But they know how to get that dollar. They know how to get that money. They know how to get it coming in. They with the shits, they with the smoke, they with all of that. You gotta know your people. Beyond that, you got ancestors that encompass all of those attributes as well. Build your team to know who did what, right? I told y'all I did so many readings, and the ancestors are the ones that are reading these people's tarot cards, and they're thinking that it's somebody else, and the ancestors are sitting there with an attitude like, it's auntie. Hello? Talk to me, sis. So not only are you getting the connection with the line, your ancestral line, now you're spending time with her, doing more, pulling up, raising her energy level, elevating her, which, hello, elevates the rest of them. What goes through the line flows through the rest of them. It's like a battery charge. It goes through the whole line, right? The more you do, the more you connect, the more work, they start to raise up. It forces them to become stronger. It forces them, and it's not, when I say force, it's not a force. It's like everything around you, the energy is lifted. You're going to feel it. Just like if you're in a concert situation and the concert is lit, and that's not how you went in there, but the energy is so good that you end up just being in a good mode. Think of it in that fashion. It's the same thing that happens with them, right? So this is why we do the song. This is why we do the dance. This is why we do energy. This is why we do the communication. This is why we do prayer. All of it is energy. Everything that is done is energy. And if we can pick up on other people's energy, the dead is the same. We are able to affect them, and they are absolutely able to affect us. So if we're allowing them to affect us, then I want only the best ones to be affecting me. So I'm going to do what I got to do to make sure that they are coming up so that they can meet me where I'm at. I'm not going to meet nobody where they at. I need you to come where I am. And then when I'm going further, you come with me if you so choose. If you don't, then stay here. I'm out. Whew. Yeah. Attention, money, and fame is the new black gold. And y'all need to cut it out. Stop worrying about the attention. Stop worrying about the fame. Get your money the right way without hustling spirit. You cannot hustle where spirit is concerned. I could charge so many different charges for so many different services for all of the times that I come here and give y'all all this information, baths, now all this kind of stuff I give y'all. I don't charge for that. You know why? Because my ancestors have me set up in a way that I don't have to charge for this. They want me to come here to teach, right? So if I'm going to give y'all something, I'm going to give y'all some information and some knowledge, and I'm going to give it to you for free, right? I expect you to do something with it because they allow me to come here and spend my time to do this so that you guys can have something that you don't have. Guidance. Simple as that. It is up to you to take the steps. It is up to you to do the work. You have got to do the work? What is the work? We are venerating our ancestors. We are finding out who they are. We are finding out who we are. We are finding out the stories about our families and why our mothers were the way they were, why our fathers were the way they were, why their parents were the way they were, why my uncles and aunts are the way they are. I need to know why my family is the way that they are. That is the major question that I asked myself going into my spiritual walk. What's wrong with my folks? Damn it, somebody gonna tell me what had happened. I want to know. Good, bad, and indifferent. Give it to me. Tell me the stories. Let me make my own decisions with a wide bird's eye view of the whole gamut of you guys so that I know what I'm dealing with. I know I got to avoid this. I'm going to avoid this. I'm going to avoid this. And I'm going to avoid that. I'm not going to fall into that trap. 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 Now that we've established what traps we're not going to fall into, show me how to avoid it. They're going to tell you. I've had some guys pass through with strong fluido, and when they do, sometimes they make me want to cry, or I start crying. Why is that? Is that just, that's their energy. When the only time I cry when I'm with spirit current comes through like that is when it's my ancestors. That's straight up my ancestors. None of my other spirit guides come through like that. Only my ancestors come through like that. It is their energy that makes it is so emotional, and you don't feel sad. It's just emotional, and it's a strong current, and it's like you feel that, like, a lot of them had a lot of pain, but that pain comes with a lot of power. And that's the strength of the power, letting you know that pain is okay. But bitch, there's power here too, because you feel this. That's me and mine. So yes, absolutely. I used to feed them with those rum and smoke, and now I feed my guides and guardian spirits and ancestors. Everybody get it. Everybody gets it. Everybody gets it. You just got to find out who likes what. You know, everybody don't like the same things. Some of my ladies like cigarettes. Some of my ladies like cigars. Some of them don't like neither. Some of them like liquor. Some of them don't like liquor at all. You know? Yes, V. If you want to do a donation and you got a question, I'll do a live reading for you. You know, they all like different things, so it is in your communication with them to find out what it is that they liked, right? You give them the things that they like because it endears them to come closer to you, you know? Listen, I try not to overwhelm my home with things, right? But I give them their comforts. I have certain ones that are from different places and they like different things. So I give them their comforts because I know that if I make them comfortable, they're going to make sure that I am comfortable. Needs over wants, right? Necessities. I know that certain tools were required by certain ones of them because that's what they use to rock ships. So I'm giving them those tools to make sure that you can still rock those ships when I need you to rock those ships. Okay? It is, you got to know who you got. You got to know what they use. You got to know what they need. You have to add, and this is another thing. With my readings, y'all have got to ask whose cards belong to whom. You can be endeared by multiple decks of tarot cards. You've got to know who is reading these cards. Who do they belong to? If you sent in a donation, you have to let me know that you sent it and then tell me your name and whether it's general or a specific question. You got to know who's reading those cards so that you get the information, the flow, the energy, the connection. If you don't know who's reading them, and it's how are you connecting with that particular energy? It's not the cards that you're connecting with. The cards are the tool for you to connect with the energy of the spirit that's reading the cards. Whether it is an ancestor, whether it is a madama, whether it is a gitana, which is a gypsy, or whether it's an Indio. Because your Indians read cards too. Right? You got to know that. It's usually a young female Indian energy that reads the cards. When you're asking these questions and you ask, is it a woman? And they say no, ask, is it a young girl? That's a different question and you'll get a different answer. I've seen it. You'll ask, do I have a Indian warrior? And they'll say no. You'll ask if I have an Indian chief. They'll say yes. A chief and a warrior, oh, those are not the same. Don't mix me up. You gotta ask the right questions. V, what's your name? And do you just want a general? Well, you had a question. Question. I always ask you what's your name, but I don't really remember it. I apologize. Olentia. What's the question, baby? Why am I going through these emotions lately? When you say these emotions, what are the emotions? And when is the last time you cleaned your head and your body spiritually?
You craft your own jewelry. Have you tried it yet?
It's in the ashtray. Emotional, I'm tired. I can say this. You have a lot of movement that you should be making and you should be doing in your life, and your spirit is stagnant and your spirit wants to move. So when you get those emotional feelings, you need to do something to move it, right? You are supposed to be doing a lot more than what you are doing. And desperation. Come on, you talking while I'm talking. Desperation for change. Yes, that is your spirit asking you, what are you doing, sis? Why are we not moving? Why are we not doing the things that we are supposed to do? When you're tired like that, you need more grounding. You need to take in a charge from the universe. You need to get your feet and your hands in some dirt. You need to lean on your ancestors for a charge of energy. When you go over there and you sing to them, that rejoices them, so it gives you a push. You've been what, cleaning yourself? When's the last time you cleaned your head? In a consecutive number of days. What happened with that man? You have to get used to, listen, this is the time to sit in yourself, with yourself. But V love the name, I know. What happened with the dude? V? No dude? Yeah, V, you had a dude. There was a man that was coming for you. Did you have an issue? Did you cut off a dude? You don't talk no more. I changed my number. It says because you need some balance, right? And your money should be up at this time, and it's upside down. When I asked about the dude, it said when you asked me about what was going on with you, I can't even see the Chariot. So you're not doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, right? You're supposed to be riding out and doing the stuff you're supposed to be doing, right? Here he come trying to chase behind you, and you have no balance. So you have to find balance. The money is coming upside down. You have all of the tools that the ancestors are giving you for you to get your money together, but it's not right side up, it's upside down. So you're missing out on all of the tools, all of everything, the keys, the chances, everything that they have for you, because you're not balanced, honey. So you have got to find a balance in your spiritual life and your regular life, and have them in a combination, right? It is quiet time. It's time, yeah, now, but don't, because he's going to try to reach out to you some kind of way. You might as well not, because you already know what that's about. So leave that where that's at when he does try to reach out to you, because he will. Balance. You have got to find some balance. You have got to get grounded. When is the last time you clean? But you be thinking about him sexually? Yeah, I mean, listen, but you're not the type that can go and bang him and leave, and it's gonna be the end of that. No, and he's not gonna allow that, because he's gonna come for you. And when I say come for you, I don't mean in a crazy kind of way. I mean like he's gonna pursue you if you were to do that with him, because he think he's the shit anyway. So don't that's not what you need right now. That's a distraction that you don't need. Your ancestors. Because I said to the ancestors, I'm trying to find balance. Yes, then that's what they need you to find. He's going to throw you off kilter. And he's not going to allow you to be able to do what there you go, hot-headed and God bothered. Listen, I get it. It be like that sometimes. But if you can't jump on it and jump off and go about your business, then don't even get involved, because it's going to be a problem. And he's not that type of man that's going to allow you to do that. So we don't play with fire and think that we're not going to get burnt. You're going to get burnt. Don't do that, right? And the ancestors are not going to allow that relationship to go any further than that, because they done told you already what you're supposed to be doing, and you're going to go and do something else, which is take your energy away and do something else. It is mental at this point, baby. You could steam your coochie as many times as you want to. It is not that. It is a mental game at this point. This is where spirit tests your convictions, right? This is where they test your will. This is where they test your word. This is where they test your strength. This is where they test your endurance. No, he's going to come and you're going to come, but feel it empty inside. Yeah, this is where they test you. These are the times that growth, right? This is your growth moment. This is your test moment that they're expecting you to pass. You ask for information, right? You ask them for balance. I came on here and told you need balance. Not once did they say, this man is good. The first call at the time I said, what's up with this man? I'm not talking to him no more. I blocked him. That lets you know that whatever it is that you're thinking, quell those, because that ain't it. Focus your chi on spirit. Whose spirit? Your spirit. Getting yourself together so that you can get your money right, so that you can get your mental right. You know what I'm saying? Go get you a vibrator. And don't get one with a battery. Get one that plugs into the wall. Okay? Take care of that. I get it. It's not the same. And it is what it is. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Listen, rub that out and keep it pushing. You got to do what you got to do. This is real life talk. This is not, spirit gets it. They understand. They know it. But as long as you are finding ways to stay on target, to do the things that you're supposed to do, then you're fine. You'll be fine, Make it your business, because they got that money, that card of abundance was upside down, but that does not mean that you can't turn it right side up when you find balance, because it's there. They had it there for you, because they're meant to give it to you if you find balance. if you find out the things that are better for you in life, the things that you need as opposed to the things that you want. When you start putting those things first, that's when they start trickling little gifts of gold down to you and let you have little bits of this and that. And the more you do, the more that they'll give you. But you got to stay on that track. You can't tippy-toe and hopscotch it, 1 month this, 1 month that. No, that's how you lose it, because they like, we sick of playing with you. And we done told you, and you keep asking, and we keep telling, but you get 2 steps further, then you get thrown off a target and distracted with some bullshit, and when it don't feel right no more, you want to come running back over here. They over it. That's why you feeling the way that you're feeling. Not only are they over it, your Ori is sick of it. Because this is the time that the energy is moving and your Ori wants to roll with the energy like, come on, Ma, we supposed to be growing right now. Not this bullshit. You was here. We had you here. We had your ear. Stay here. Stay with us here. Don't dip back no more. You will be fine when you go and get you some herbs. Cover your head in white. Put your white clothes on. Put your spiritual music on. Light your candle. Read your prayers. Dance around your kitchen, dance around your house, the yard, whatever you have. Make you some spiritual baths to last you for 5 days. Do your bitter bath first, which is your cleansing bath, and then do your sweet bath for the same 5 days afterwards. Make sure that you clean your head. Focus yourself. Focus yourself. This is the sort it out. You got to sort it out. You're supposed to be sitting there sorting it out. And when you sort it out, you are sitting on the throne. That's the Queen of Wands. No, Queen of Swords. You're supposed to be sorting it out. This is the weapons of your intellect needs to be used at this time. Everybody has an Ori. Ori is your Godhead. That is the part of your soul, your spirit, your essence that remains in the heavens. Your Ori is specific to you and to you alone. No blessing can be accepted or given to you without being accepted from your Ori first. Your Ori allows blessings as well as lessons, depending on what is going to teach you the best way for you to be living your life. Your Ori is also an Orisha that is independent of itself, and it is the only Orisha that will never leave you, falter, or turn on you from the time that you take your first breath to the time you take your last breath on this plane. Everybody got an Ori, yes. Get it together, Ma. Get your cards. I know you got tarot cards. I know you're supposed to be doing more types of communication. That's what I've been trying to sit down, writing things down. I'm going to do this month to get things done. Listen, you're going to do starting tomorrow. What do you mean? You're off work tomorrow. Tomorrow's your day. Stop putting shit off. That's another thing. Stop procrastinating. No more procrastination. Listen, tomorrow is the day to start. It is not April. It's springtime already. Although it's cold as hell, it's spring. This is the time where things are starting to bloom and grow and flow again. Right? You have to catch up with what's going on. We use the cycles of nature to help push forward things faster for us. And when we're in accordance with that, it allows for a smoother transition. It allows for the energies to kind of work with us. We're not pushing against anything because this is the natural order of what's going on in life right now. So we go in accordance with that. Remember that. Right, no more. Come on, baby. Move yourself. She's supposed to be a spiritual lady. V, you a spiritual lady? What's the answer to that question? The way I feel, I want change. But you got to do more than want change. You have to make change. Right? Nothing changes if you don't move. You got to act on that. You got to act on the way you feel, because those feelings that you're feeling when you're saying I'm not getting the proper communication with my ancestors, that's them. They ready for you to move too. They ready for you to grow too. When you grow, they grow. When you move, they move. They like just like that. Yes, Ludacris. When I move, you move just like that. Come on, let's go. They ready. Everybody's ready. And this, you've been being told a lot of stuff for quite some time now. You should be further along than when you are. The emotional feelings that you're feeling is how you feel when they sick of talking. They have to make you feel it, because that's the only way you start to listen. The words thus far have done nothing for you. So you got to feel a kind of way to say, oh shit, now I know I don't feel right. So now I got to do something. That's how spirit works. That's why you feel like that. When you start doing what you're supposed to be doing, that feeling's going to go right away. And as soon as you don't do what you're supposed to be doing again, that shit going to come right back, and they're going to double down and give you a little extra. Yeah, you got to move faster. And when I say faster, just consistent. Because you're not consistent in the things that you do. You're supposed to be doing. Right? I've been speaking to people, and I'm giving, little information on them doing their communication and reading tarot. And I know you're supposed to be reading tarot cards. Am I wrong, V? Hey, Cool Waters. Those of you that have been, supposed to be reading tarot cards, don't just pick up the cards and just start reading. No, I'm not. We talking about last time. Oh, okay. That are supposed to be reading tarot cards. You are supposed to, V. No, I do it. But that's a yes. Tarot cards with your madama. So she's reading your cards. You are supposed to be reading tarot cards. You got them over here flipping. Please stop. You're supposed to be reading tarot cards, right? When you're doing your tarot card readings with her, this is your communication, your time with her, right? This is your connection time. There should be opening prayers that you start off with before you just bust open the cards and start reading them. I hope that you are doing the opening prayers, right? There's prayers specific for La Negra Madama that's in this book. And I think I posted it on my page. You should be reading that prayer to her before you start. In this particular book, there is a prayer for mediums before they start communication. And you should be reading that prayer before you begin. You have to set up space and prayer, because this is what they did. You got to think of old black ladies. All they did was pray for a time, right? That's part of what they did. They prayed. So it is out of respect, and it is out of doing the things that they did to commune with them when you're starting up a communication session with them, time with them, that you give her the things that she like. I always refresh their water. If they have liquor, they always have liquor. I always refresh their liquor. If they have cigarettes or cigars before I start, I light one and give it to her or them. Well, damn, all of these beautiful witches in the room and on screen. I'm still not ready for any particular witch right now. Yeah, you be easy. They gonna run you through the room, through the mud. You do before you start, or light a candle. You gotta do your candle. You have to do your glass of water. But one of the prayers that is one of the main ones that you should be doing, if you don't, right? Let me find it. It is asking for the Most High God to allow communication with the spirits that you are requesting, the ones that come under the umbrella of the Most High. So it is imperative that you do those types of prayers so that you're opening space for just you and her, right? We don't want any problems. We don't want any craziness, right? So the prayer that I'm talking about out of this book is on page 22 for those of you who have this book. And it starts off, all-powerful God, allow your enlightened spirits to assist me in the communication that I seek. Protect me from the embrace of malevolent entities. Distance me from egotistical thoughts that could deter me from the purpose of your spiritual mission, causing conflict in my communication with other mediums. If I should fall in error, please implant in me a thought that would advise me of my mistake and instill in me the humility that would allow me to recognize the criticism as a positive form of instruction for my continued spiritual advancement. Should I for some reason become abusive or vain while exercising my developing ability, I pray that you assist me in resisting this negative influence before it can deter me from my principal purpose of using this gift for the betterment of others in my spiritual progression. These are the types. This is on page 22. It's at the bottom of page 22. These are the types of prayers that we open up with when we're opening communication. First of all, I need God to fortify what I'm trying to do first, right? I need him first to, like, I'm calling him because these are his lieutenants that he sent, right? Is that in the book of P.O. Solis of Alan? Is that this one? Is it? Oh, this is that book, baby. Cool Waters. This is that same book redone with the grammatical errors fixed. So that yellow book that has him with the crown on. This is that same book, but that book is so old and it has all those grammar errors. They fixed it and they did it. So it's the same book. Those are the types of prayers, right? In this one, there's the prayer for the Black Madama, right? They also have a prayer for some spiritual prayers as well, right? So you guys have got to make a habit of doing your prayers before you begin. Lighting your candle, water, covering your head. If you have representation of them and you know that you have these guides, they're gonna want representation at some point so that they don't necessarily make you smoke the cigarettes. They'll let you take the cigarette, light it, and put it down in front of their image, and they straight up smoke it, right? They don't make you drink. If you pour some in a glass and give it to them, they're drinking it themselves. They'll just tell you wet your tongue with it, right? Gives your words more current, more energy, more power, right? These are just simple little tips that we do when we are doing opening up space and time and communication with our guides, right? It allows us to set a stage so that they know when I do this, it's my call to come forward, right? For those of you who don't deal enough with your spirits, they sit back a little bit just to see what you're going to do, how, you know, what's really good. When you take the time to do these types of things, and you can put crystals there, whatever you use, right? If you take the time to do these things, that's energy that you're giving towards them. When I light the cigarette, that's energy towards her. When I light water, when I give her a fresh glass of water, that's energy towards her. When I give her rum, that's energy towards her. When I give her wine, that's energy towards her. All of that stuff that I'm doing is energy towards her. How do you think I could flip over this card and tell you there's another man in the picture? I don't know shit. I don't know shit. She know it. She's willing to tell me. She's willing to tell you. Only because I work with them. The bargain has been made. I've kept up my end of the deal. They signed up from my time of signing my paperwork to say, when we come down here, we riding with you, sis. As long as you do what you're supposed to do, we riding with you. All I got to do is what I'm supposed to do, and they're going to ride with me. They're going to tell me what I need to know. I had a family member. My ancestors is snatching everybody underneath the sun while they got this wave of energy and the attention going, right? And he's one of the most gifted of us all, right? And he's asking me like, all right, talk to me, blood. He's like, yo, dog, how you go from that to this? I need to know, because they know me. Wild style. Oh, wild style. And I was like, they had to present me with a war for me to answer their call, period, point blank. They put war at my front door. Put me in the middle of it. Let me feel it. Let me all of that. And told me, you know, we are the way out. You can fight forever, or you can just grab our hands and we just give you a couple of pops, and we can end this. I had no choice. I had a choice. I made the right choice for myself and for my life. You guys have got to make the right choices for yourself and for your lives, and fuck what anybody has to say about it. If anybody has a problem with you doing better for yourself and bettering your life and moving forward and growing and learning, that's not your problem. Eventually those things, because I've had many people oppose the things that I had started off doing in the very beginning, and I said, fuck them. I don't care. It's my life. It's my walk. This is what feeds my soul. This is what feeds my spirit. This feels like home to me. This feels good. I'm staying here. Y'all can have the clubs and the bars and all of that other kind of bullshit. I've been on private jets. I've been in Maybachs. I've been in Lamborghini. I done did all of that stuff. I can show y'all some pictures and y'all will be like, what were you into? Everything. I'm done. I've done it. It left good stories. That's it. At the end of the day, did it feed my spirit? No. It gave me good stories and some fun memories. That's amazing. But in the grand scheme of things, now I feel like I wasted years. I feel like it ready to surrender because nothing in my life or past have no help me for was healthy. No. And that's how sometimes you have to disown your family. Absolutely. Sometimes you have to disown your family. Listen, I've disowned plenty of members of my family. Are you kidding me? You think your ancestors don't see which members of your families are complete fucking succubuses? They know it. And if it's healthier for you to stay away from them, they'll allow it. There's no such thing as, oh, that's my blood, I have to. Absolutely not. If that person is a succubus, and that person is dark, and that person is not going to do anything but trigger everything in you and impede your growth, your ancestors will allow you to leave them where they are. Period. And don't let nobody tell you no different. I mean, it wasn't healthy or help. Yeah. You got to love people from afar. No, if it's not healthy and it's not going to help you, you got to do what's going to help you. Listen, I say all the time that I'm grabbing my hand, my ancestor's hand was my saving grace. Y'all got to remember that everybody signed a contract before they came here. You have decided before you came here to do certain things. It is up to you to find out what those things were and do something within the vein of what you signed up for. That's the only way you're going to win. So when I say that the only way to go forward is to go back, first of all, I need to go back to see what did I write in my promises to myself before I came here. It is myself that I'm keeping my promises to. I have got to honor myself first. And first and foremost, I've got to honor my spirit because my spirit came fully equipped to do a job. My spirit came fully equipped with centuries of knowledge from past lives that I've existed in. My spirit came fully equipped with mystic vision on my own. My spirit came with blessings and gifts from past generations of my bloodline that runs through my spirit and my soul, my DNA. My spirit came fully equipped to do the work that I'm doing today, but it took me 30 years before I got on the plane of where I was supposed to be because the world was shiny. And like a child, I liked flashing colors and flashing lights and greasy, muscular men. I like that. Ooh, that's all a distraction. This world is nothing but a distraction. Our way of life was not, listen, me and my little sister had a conversation the other day. And we were talking about why it is that black people and melanated people have to go so hard with their spirituality and do so much for their ancestors. And it seems like nobody else has to. And I said, well, if you look at it from a different standpoint, you will see that we're kind of the only people that don't do anything unless we found our place spiritually, right? We are the only people who was made to believe that our ways and our traditions were witchcraft and devil worship and all of that other stuff. We were the only ones that were forced to give up our language and our identity and our land, our riches, our knowledge, the natural things that grow in Africa that was nurtured us, right? The things that they keep a hold on that country to this day that we can never go back to. I don't care what you say. They have everything in place to fight us because they want everything that comes out of the ground there, and they want it for self. They have placed everything as far as barriers for us to return to our home that we were stolen from. We are not seen as citizens there. Absolutely not. Puerto Ricans can go back to Puerto Rico. That's still a U.S. country, but they still feel like they got a home. Dominicans can go back to DR. They still feel like they got a home. Cubans can go back to Cuba. They barely made it out. They still feel like they got a home. Everybody else, Indians can go back to, everybody else can go back to their own home. We don't have one. So when you steal a person's home, then you steal their people. Then you steal their language, which was a force within itself. Then you steal their honor. Then you steal their spirituality and their lifeline. And you take them to a place where abundance no longer resides. That is why we gotta fight so hard. We don't got a choice. This is the hand that was dealt to us, and y'all better understand the reasons why it was done in the first place. The power that comes from it. The power that comes through it. The power that comes from our people, our ways, our languages, our names. I will do everything I have to do to obtain what was hidden and taken and stolen from me. My name. We have Oriki names in Yoruba where our names have a purpose, right? And when you understand that your name has a purpose, it gives your life, you start off on a better footing when you understand your purpose. And when those things are taken from you, you don't understand why it seems so hard here for us. Asians have businesses on every single one of your corners. The ones that live in my neighborhoods that own the restaurants drive Mercedes-Benzes and BMWs to deliver my motherfucking food. Do you hear me? My Uber driver don't drive that. Right? I bet you when I go into their restaurants and their stores and their shops, they venerate their ancestors. They venerate their deities. They venerate their people. They give energy to their people. That's them. The Jewish people, they venerate their people left and right. They yarmulke since the time they get the first bris done. They do their stuff from the time them babies drop out of them women's wombs. They're doing their spiritual cleansings. They're doing their names. They're making them read that Torah. They're making them do all of those things. They got a spiritual foundation in the background. You better ask somebody. That's why they got their own communities and their own police departments and their own areas that nobody fucks with them. Right? Okay. We got, who else? Somebody else? Let me think about it. Hold up. Our Caucasians who have monuments, who have buildings, who have signs, who have street signs, who have libraries, who have everything under the sun. They got their ancestors' lineages name on it, and we read it every time we pay a toll and cross a bridge. They are elevating their ancestors every time I drop my Easy Pass going across the George Washington Bridge. That is an elevation of that bloodline. Are you kidding me? Every one of them has it. Every one of them do it. But here we come with you blacks. And I tell you something about your ancestors and you tippy-toeing towards it. That's a problem. That's a problem. And that's the reason why. I'm sweating over here. We have got to, come on. We have got to get our lives together. We have got to reclaim the things that were taken. We have got to act upon the messages and the lessons in life and not allow the ways of the world that have, done our people so wrong and just reside within that. You can't do that no more. And they're moving it on the ATRs because some of our elders agreed, and that's why I tell y'all so much about your ancestors. These people within these traditions have found a way to get y'all money, right? I fight so many people because they want me to shut up, and I'm not shutting up. My ancestors said, go tell them, baby, and I'm coming to tell y'all of all of the things that you can do and achieve with just your ancestors. And I hate using the term just your ancestors because it makes it seem like it's lack when it's not, okay? There are traditional things that we do in ceremony that you receive that allows you to communicate direct one-on-one with your ancestors. That allows you to receive certain things that empowers and enforces things with your ancestors. That allows you to do things that you can check on these people. That's why they don't tell you about it. That's why they don't give you those secrets. That's why they don't do these things. And 9 times out of 10, they don't even set you up correctly with your ancestors before they start making you give blood to the Orisha, and that's a goddamn problem. But they can get your money, and they've realized that you guys don't know enough about your ancestors, nor have you venerated or elevated them enough where they can put the foot in their asses and stop them from doing the things that they are doing with you. And it only is going to hurt you in the future, because eventually you're going to have to circumvent and come right back around to designsbyLWhite, who is the ancestral Egbe, who tells you the things that you do with your ancestors. When you see me posting these pictures and I'm teaching people how to read the Marin de Lagoon, they've gone through the initiation with the ancestors to make sure that they are now able to speak. So I'm going to teach you how to use that. Because she thought she was going to come over here the other day and I was going to read her. I said, oh no sis, you're going to read yourself. I don't know how to do it. This is why we're here. We are going to teach you today how to read and talk to your own goddamn ancestors. Because when I'm not here, you better know how to do it by yourself. If some shit's cracking off and you can't get to me, you got to know how to talk to your ancestors. So we're going to talk to them today. I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you these notes. I'm going to give you all this stuff that you need so that you can know how to communicate with them. And when you're thinking about going someplace to an ultra house, you go to your ancestors first and you ask, is these people full of shit? That's why they don't want to tell you. That's why they don't want to give you certain things. That's why they don't want to let you know. I put all kinds of prayers up here that they will never give you. I give you the Omi Tutu so that you can refresh and replenish and communicate with your ancestors and elevate your bloodline. I post that stuff. Nobody else is going to post that stuff. I will. You know why? Because I can. I posted something with some lyrics from a Yoruban song the other day, and a young lady asked me about some other lyrics. And at first I said to myself, well, why is she asking me about these other lyrics? So she'd been singing this song and didn't know what she was singing all the time. Spirit said, yeah, bitch. I said, oh, okay. So I know what the words mean, so I told her, this is what you're singing to in that vein. This is what you're singing to in this vein. We're not mixing up the two. When I say Ara Arun, I'm calling everybody in the heavens. When I say Bobo Egun, I'm talking to straight up my ancestors. I'm not splitting my energy in this moment. I'm giving it just to my ancestors. When I'm talking to Orisha and God, I'm talking to Orisha and God. But in this song, I'm talking to y'all. Why should y'all not have your own praise in your own moment? Everybody else, when you hit this YouTube thing, got their own song for the Orisha. St. Martha got her song. Everybody got their songs. Egun got their own songs too. Learn them. Oh, Lord. 1%. I used to preach, I'm 1% Paleto because of a greedy godfather. Listen, I try to tell y'all the things about that too, about what you're supposed to have when you're going in to receive these initiations into the traditions, what you're supposed to be leaving there with. When you're going in there, you're supposed to have all kinds of stuff. I come here, I tell y'all stuff all the time. Check these people out ahead of time. When that is a blood pact that you are making, and once you in, you are in. You know what I'm saying? So you're only going to probably have to get that service done all over again if you 1%. And that's not a service you should have to go through more than once. That's trying. You know what I'm saying? That ain't one of them easy, you know what no. You want that one time. Once. And if my ancestors is not being taken care of first, don't show me shit else. Unless you're telling me that I'm going to die in 48 hours. And goddamn it, that usually ain't the case. Y'all can't be eager to do this. Like when you got to remember, when you're making these packs, you got to know how to deal with these energies. You got to know who needs to be where. Let me tell you something. I babysat my uncle's dog this week. And he brought the dog in here, and thank God he came in with my mother to bring the dog, because my mother go, Lanita, I said, what? She said, don't you got Yemiya in the house? And I said, yeah. And she was like, you just let this dog in your house? I said, oh, shit. I had to go in there and talk to Yemiya, like, look, Yemiya, yeah, please. I need this dog to leave in the same condition that it came in here with. Don't kill this dog. Don't mess with this dog. I'm going to keep her away from you. Just don't, please. She only going to be here for a week. The dog avoided that area like nobody's business. She was in my nganga. She was in everything she was in. Where Yemiya's at, oh, hell no. She wouldn't go back over there for nobody's business. Yemiya was like, yeah, okay, John, I'm going to keep her from over here. As long as she don't come over here, she all right. So, shit. I wasn't even thinking, right? Not thinking. I don't have a dog. I don't got to worry about Yemiya smacking dogs around in my house. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I forgot. Thank God my mother was like, did you talk to her? And I was like, oh, shit. Let me go in here real quick and tell her. The dog left today. She was fine. Thank God. Woo. Had I not gone in there and had that conversation, she probably would have came and threw her through the house some kind of way. I don't know. I don't know what would have happened. But the point is, she left here safe. She came here safe. She went back home to her father, and she's fine. But you got to know your energies is the point, right? I wasn't thinking. Baby, listen. My uncle would have had my ass. I'd have been like, yo. The first thing he said when he called me, she ain't mess with none of your altars, right? I was like, well, she did. But they let her, so she was good. I go straight back to the prayer man, another medium intercept, where I lose cool waters. Yes. My mother walked straight in here and said that. I was like, oh, shit. I'll finish with the tradition unless something immaculate happens. That's sad if that was supposed to be your path. You know what I'm saying? If you gotta, I would advise before you start making those types of decisions to like try to get an Ifa divination, right? So that you'll find out what your path is. You'll know if that was actually your path, if that's your path or not. You know, because you've made that step already. It might not be something that they're willing to let you just walk away scot-free from. You gotta ask. Because Egbe is different, right? There are different levels of Egbe, right? Everybody that doesn't always come up for people when they're having divinations and stuff. And there's different levels of Egbe. So for instance, everybody has a spiritual family, right? Yes, that resides back in the heavens. Some of them don't affect your life at all. Some of them do, you know. If you've had an abortion or a miscarriage, those children that we call abiku that sometimes only come and live for a very short time, or those that have never made it to live life, we call those abiku children, right? They've only, their time here was only supposed to be very small, if any, right? That is part of your egbe when they go back to the heavens and they're never born here, right? So although they'll say you have an abiku, you have a spirit of a child that needs to be lifted and all this other kind of stuff. They need to be given their last rites and those types of things. They won't call it egbe, but that's still part of your egbe, right? Everybody doesn't have that type of interference from their egbe. Those of us that come more spiritually, I have been to Sparo Paletto, and the last time I talked with him, I'm on my path. Good. Okay, but not a palero, not a palero, baby. Ifa. You can go to Palo, right? They're going to tell you some stuff, but when I'm talking about your path, the reason I say to go to Ifa is because Orunmila is the witness to creation. He's the witness of destiny, right? Whether it is Palo, whether it is the Loa, whether it is 21 divisions, whatever it is, Ifa will tell you whatever the system. Palo, if you go there, they're usually just going to tell you stuff about Palo, and sometimes if Orisha come up, they can tell you stuff about Orisha too and in your spiritual court, right? But I'd rather go to the top of the line who oversees all of this stuff to tell me where I'm supposed to be. If I've had issues with a Paletto in the past that they've done me wrong, I'm not going to go back to Palo to ask these questions. I'm going to take it a step further and go to Ifa so that I get the full gamut of where I'm supposed to be in my life. Period. I don't want to just hear about that end. I want to hear about everything so that I make a fully informed decision on where I'm going to take my next steps. Oh, the Babala. So he's a Babalao and he's a Palero. That's different. Okay. Maybe. Yeah. One feels so strongly the chains of slavery still. That angel is that Egun or Ot. When one feels so strongly the chains of slavery still, that anger is that Egun or Ocho. Well, why would the Orisha be mad? Why would the Orisha be mad? Why would the anger be from the Orisha? That's an anger from your Egun, because why would you still be feeling those chains? That means that you have work to do. At this point in your life, at this point in your existence, you should not still be feeling those chains from slavery if you're doing the thing. See, God, when I say God put your help closer than you think, you have all of this help at your disposal. You have all of this information at your disposal. So the only persons or energies that will be upset at this point will be your ancestors, because here we have given you all of this stuff and you still living in that. We're giving you the opportunity and the tools to move and grow beyond that. Yes, that happened. But what my godfather always says, not what they do to you, is what you can do about it. And it is the what you can do about it to pull yourself out of that energy, to pull yourself out of those feelings. Yes, that happened. But I don't live on chains. I don't live chained to anything. I don't let anything hanker me or burden me down. Anytime I feel that something is becoming a hindrance, I cut it off at the socket. I don't care. Okay, this comment said, if we have relationship issues or can't get pregnant anymore, see, God egg-bait us. That's not always true. That is not always true. Now, if you've had abortions, like, I gotta be real, and you've had, you weren't living the most healthiest of lifestyles and the baby miscarried because of it. Those can be reasons why you would not be having issues conceiving, because those spirits sometimes want you to honor them and put them to rest properly before they'll allow you to have another soul child born onto this realm, and you haven't done what you were supposed to be doing with them. That is sometimes. That is not all the time. Anytime you have issues like that, for the most part, you have to look at what are the relationship issues. It's not always someone else's that's intervening. A lot of times it's us. We're not honest with ourselves. We're not honest about what we want. We don't know the type of people that are good for us. Like, it's all of those types of things that cause issues. It's not necessarily egg-bay issues, right? I've had to have the service to be done for my egg bay, right? So I don't have children, right? I've never had an abortion. So I don't have children or anything like that, and I'm not married. So none of those types of issues hinder or block me in my life. The only time I had issues when I was trying to conceive at one point, because somebody blocked me. The bitch didn't want me to have her son's kid. That came from a live bitch, not egg bay. You know what I'm saying? If it is that, it should be read, and Ifa reads that to tell you if it is an egg-bay issue and what egg-bay wants. Because if they tell you that it is that, then there's a solution with that. They don't just tell you, oh, it's egg-bay, and then don't give you the solution or the lariche, which is the fix to make egg-bay back up. This is spirit we dealing in. So there's something that can be done to barter and bargain with spirit to back them up off you, depending on what the issue is. Normally, if it's something like that, then there's a service, there's recognition that is required from you for them to make you be. Right? I was talking about that. You started to. The anger. The anger is probably. It's truth being told for the first time in a long time, especially on here. It's not anger, it's truth. And sometimes when somebody finally says the truth, you get mad because it's like, God damn, that's messed up. Right? Yeah, it is. All right, so that anger now, this is where channeling energy comes into play. You have to transmute that into now making sure that what you do in your life speaks to oppose all of that. You claiming everything that's yours. You doing everything that's right. You making sure everything that was taken from your people, you are taking it back with both hands, pockets, pocketbooks, knapsacks, everything. Fill my trunks, fill my baskets, fill everything with mine. What's mine? My spiritual power. Because spirituality is where our power lies. We don't sit in anger. We use that energy and we change it into something else. That's fuel. That's how I use anger. Fuel. Fuel me. You get me mad if you want to. That is pure fuel. You're not going to have me step and act out of pocket. I'm going to use it at my disposal how I need to use it. And normally it's going to be to do something that you did not want me to do. And I'm going to fly with it. I don't care about what people say and what people do. I'm using all y'all hating ass energy. I'm using it. Thank you. Keep it. Keep it. Keep it. Because you're watching me. That's energy. Give me. Keep it up. Somebody asked me how I felt about the Lil Nas X thing. I think he's a genius. That's what I think. I think he is a marketing genius. I think that people was dumb enough to give him all of these contracts and allow him to come in one way. But if you paid any attention to how he came out in the first place, you knew that as soon as he got them checks, he was going to be his authentic self as soon as that last contract ran out. And that's exactly what he did, and now they mad. They're entertainers. They're not here to nurture your children. That's your job. Y'all let Cardi and all of them whap it out and twerk it out. And then all of you hoochies on here doing this and that and the booty challenges. I done seen so much cheeks in 2020. I don't know what to do with my goddamn self on Instagram alone and TikTok. What's the problem? I don't see no problem. I don't see no problem. None. That's not what your kid's supposed to be watching anyway. How about that? How about you? They shouldn't be sitting in front of the TV unsupervised anyway. How about that? How about if you listen to the lyrics, they're not for children anyway. How about take some responsibility for your own child's rearing? How about that? How about if you wasn't watching it or listening to it, the kids ain't watching it or listening to it? How about that? Who cares about them people? Worry about yourself. Worry about your kids. Worry about your household. Worry about all of you. I was mad about the sandals he had on in the video because his feet were too big for them and I felt that they would look better on my feet. That's the only issue I had with it. Other than that, I don't care. I don't have children. And if I did, none of the youngsters that come around me in my house will listen to none of that bullshit. They gonna hear this. This is what they listen to when they come around here. You gonna listen to all this type of spiritual music. That's what you get when you come to Auntie Nita's house. That's it. You won't be whopping it. You won't be TikTok. None of that shit over here. Your responsibility, not society's. That's the problem. Take responsibility for the fact that you laid down to pop out some kids and rear them correctly. Turn off the TV, read them some books, learn them how to write, learn them how to think, learn them how to ground, learn them how to meditate, learn them how to plant, learn them how to get it together. Time to rub what out. You gonna stop rubbing stuff out tonight. Don't care. Don't care. People pay too much attention and give too much energy to dumb shit that nobody cares about. It does not matter. What matters is what you're doing with yourself, your ancestors, your spiritual life, your spiritual walk, whether you're elevating and whether you're getting yourself into the right trajectory. This is what it means. It takes a village. Yeah, it takes a goddamn village. I don't play that shit. Don't play that shit. Kids know. And what you playing, let me see. It better not be too much of shooting and gunning and all of that. No, not in my house. I don't care what your mama let you do when you at her house. Here, let me see. I'm not playing with y'all. I don't care what your mama says. She brought you here. That's it. My house, my rules. Be responsible for your young. Be responsible for your kids. Worry about what you're doing. Hold on to your ancestors and do what you're saying. I have a strange energy, but not like his. That's your business. As long as you ain't hurting nobody, deal with your ancestors, spiritually elevate yourself, raise your consciousness, make sure you're doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, and that's that. Your energy is strange because you're confused, right, about where you want to be going in your life, and the image that you feel that you need to project to the world. But when you finally become totally comfortable within yourself and totally 100% you, to know all of the aspects of you and all of the gifts that come with you and all of the things that you're supposed to be doing, you'll start to shed away some of the things that you use to hide yourself, and you'll be more comfortable being your authentic self, and then your energy won't feel so weird. I like weird people. I like crazy people. Those type of people are fun. They always got something going on. And it's usually just the most raw, authentic people. Other people just think they weird and strange. I understand weird and crazy because I hear where you coming from. It don't really be that weird or that crazy when you're comfortable. But you do a lot of things to facade yourself because you think that the true, authentic you is weird to people. But fuck people. Do you love it? If you love it, other people are going to love it. How about that? People think I'm loud. I don't care. Y'all love me. And I'm going to still be loud. Y'all hear me though? Am I doing something good with my loud mouth? Yes. That's not true. It depends on the house that you go into. I know plenty of people that are scratched in Palo that are LGBTQ, LMNP, whatever y'all calling it nowadays, the rainbow flags. Plenty of them. Plenty of them. There's just a particular way that it needs to be done for you to be scratched. Period. It's not that you can't. You just got to find the person who does. And then the way that it's done is a little bit different. But it's done. I've seen it. I know quite a few. And when they have their stuff, they're able to work their Apollo. There's just certain things that you can't do with your stuff, but there's a lot of things that you can do. But you're not crowned. So you don't have to mask yourself out of respect for her. She covered her face in times of war. And if we're talking about Oya, that's what we're talking about. That was in times of war that they say that she would grow what would be a mustache hair that would cover her face. That made a mask to hide her face. That's in times of war. That's not out of regular life. So unless that came up specific in your Odu through a divination that says that you must, no. You hiding yourself from the world, baby. Head into bed. Good night, baby. No, you can only be scratching a house that will allow it. Some people don't allow it, right? But other houses will. If the Nganga and if the Nikisi accepts it, because it has to be read whether or not they'll accept you. If they accept you, you get it. Yes. Good night, love. Ifa divinations, no, I don't know anybody who does that on here. That's in person, baby. I don't know why your mom and your family is afraid. It's ashamed of you being witches when one or two of them back there are witches as well. You better go ask the old stories to see who was seeing and hearing what, who had what they call, who was born with a veil over their eyes, who had sight, as they will call it. Yeah, your mother and your family, they're shame. They're not shame. They don't want to tell you the true stories of what happened and why they're not doing it no more. But they have stuff too. So don't let nobody shame you. If that's your choice and that's what you're choosing to do and that is your path and that is your walk, then you don't let nobody stop you from that. In the beginning, I had opposition from family members too. You think I stopped? No. Are they down with it now? Absolutely. You know why? Because the things that I did opened up windows and doors and roads for them. How about that? The ancestors chose me because they knew that once I started, I wasn't going to stop. And what I did was going to pull everybody else, even the opposers, in on it. So it is what it is. They call me the Madre Nakisi, the mother of spirits, for a reason. I have so many spirits, it is not even funny. Where did that start? With my bloodline first and foremost. So you don't get gifts just out the blue, love. You're not the chosen. That shit came through your bloodline. And at least 2 or 3 people that you know of that are still alive in your line has these dreams, has these feelings, and has visions. So don't let them make you think that, oh, you're doing something wrong. No, you're going to learn how to use your gifts where they were scared to use theirs. Period. Then you could teach them something later on in life. Right now, it ain't time for you to teach them. It's just for you to teach yourself, and you show and prove, and let your actions become what shows them, because the proof is in the pudding. And Spirit is always going to make sure that it's told. Same here, when something happens and they get a visit, they call me. Right, now they want to call you and ask you some questions. That's when I start laughing like, what happened? My unveiling want to be long facts. That's so true. Yeah. Don't worry about what other people got to say. Because this is also the test. If you can, in spite of the people that are closest to, and it runs on both your sides. Come on, baby, I know what this is. They know what they be talking about. I don't know you from a hole in the wall, but I know what they see, and I know what they putting in my mouth to say, and I'm just rolling off of what they do, sliding off my tongue. Once again, this is my spirits, right? Don't let them punk you. You stand firm, steadfast, and immovable in your walk. You don't let nothing run you from what your soul desires if it's in light and spirit and truth. You don't let nobody deny you that. Because you're the only one that has to come back here and relive your life all over again. You signed that contract. Nobody else did. And at the end of the day, when you cross from this life on to the next life, you're the only one that has to explain why you allowed others' fears to stop you from doing what your spirit told you was right for you. They won't stand next to you when you standing there to explain that. Because we all have to explain and answer for the things that we did and did not do when we cross over to the other side. The dead know that already. The living don't know that. Now you know. Your walk is your walk, and your path is your path, and you stand firm on that. In light and spirit and truth. If you rock like that and everything's from a place of love, you can never go wrong. No ego involved. None of that other kind of whack bullshit. Keep your vibration high, and everything will work out the way it's supposed to be doing, as long as you are doing everything in light. Right? Listen. In the light. That's where we stay at, in the light. If we got to do something else that ain't so lighty, then you have energies that are to do that for you. You don't step out there and do none of that stuff yourself. But at this point, it's none of that kind of stuff going on. Nobody's coming for you. It is within your issues reside. Y'all got to trust yourselves. Y'all got to trust those feelings that y'all getting. Y'all got to trust the energies that walk with you, that are trying to get you to do the right thing with your life. You've had everything that you've had before without spirit. Include spirit and see the change and trajectory that your life takes. It's going to be completely different, because that's what's missing. That's the missing piece. And they took that from us so long ago that you don't even understand why is that the missing piece. Now now it's feared. So if you fear the missing piece, you'll never get to the middle, the hole. You'll never get it. You'll never get the trophy. You'll never get none of the stuff that you're supposed to have. The blessings, the abundance, the gifts, none of it. Because fear blocks all of that. I got some ancestors' name from my father's side. I called their name. And my candle has black at the top. So I stopped. I had to sit and be still to realize I have this I need for now. They need more light. When it's black at the top like that, and these are new ancestors, they need more light. They need more elevation. They're having a harder time, and they have more work to do. So when it's those types of ancestors and you got their stories, you keep that going until that candle burns clear. You add their names to the list, and I trust more in my spirit guides than the next human. Absolutely. You have to. Spirit is not coming to play no games with you. Humans, all day. They'll run circles around you. So they need more light and they need more elevation. And remember the works that you've been doing with the other ancestors, they've been getting it. These are new ones that are coming in now, that are now, because he gave you their names, they're now stepping forward for you to add them to the list. You need to go to the church and have them elevated as well at the church. You can light a candle at the church, but when it's for the ancestors and that candle burns dark, we keep it burning until it burns clear. That means you stay on top of the water that you give them. You make sure that it's clean and fresh constantly. You make sure that there's no time this is how we work. If we get a candle and it's a white candle and it burns dark at the top, we keep it burning until it burns clear. I need whatever's in there to clear up. This is not a working that you're doing. Remember, that's a different ball game. This is light and energy and elevation that you're giving towards the ancestors. So there's no reason for you to stop burning that light and elevation and energy that you're giving towards them. This is your bloodline. This is your ancestors. And I know I've told you this before. You've already assigned someone to stand at your gate. You've already asked your grandma to stand at the gate to make sure that the other ancestors that have not been elevated enough can't cross through to communicate directly with you, but they can still receive this elevation and this light and this energy. And when they are up enough, she'll let them communicate with you if it's necessary. You know what I'm saying? So you keep that candle burning until it burns clear. Remember, this is not a job that you're doing. This is a pure energy, elevation, light that you're giving for your ancestors to find their place and their footing on the other side. Period. Okay? So don't think that, oh, there's a problem, I shouldn't be burning these candles. They gave you the names. Now, did they give you stories also with them? Because if the stories were not so great, you can still add them to the altar. Don't call their name at home. Go to the Catholic Church, light the candle there, do the intention mass there, say their names there, and when that candle burns clear, then you start to call on those new people's names. Until then, you add their names to the list. You can put a photograph up there. They're still receiving the energy and the light and the elevation. They're in the same space as the rest of the ancestors. They're being added to the same area that the ancestors are being added to. They still get that energy. Keep the candle burning until it burns clear. They just need a little bit more. That's what that means. And then you also have to remember to watch the candle, because a lot of times if the wick is very long, when you first light it, it will lean and smoke up the top of the candle and it'll start to burn it black. So you just want to make sure that it is not the type of candle that you're using either. So we pay attention to the types of candles we buy around here. And then remember, we always clean our candles before we light them. Any candles, when you get them 7-day candles that come in a glass jar, you must clean it spiritually before you light that candle. I told y'all before, I got some candles from some place, and as soon as I opened the box and touched some candles, my body went crazy. There was so much crazy energy on these candles. I don't know what these people were doing. I had to immediately stop myself. First of all, clean myself off. Come close the box. Come with the stuff to clean the candles off, each one individually. Take them out the box and clean them before I put them on my shelf. Gotta be careful. So you make sure that you clean off your candles before you buy them. My little sister at Aqua Ashe sells a spray called Rudimental. I use that spray to clean off everything. My candles get clean with that spray every single time before I light one. I'm not playing. Candles, remember, it's the wax that carries energy. If we're giving it to our ancestors to give energy, then somebody could have been touching on this candle with their funky energy, and I'm going to come and put it in my house and light it. Oh, no. No. I need all of that bullshit off. I don't need nobody who touched this, nobody who transported this, nobody who packaged this energy to come in here with the job or the works or the energy or anything that I'm trying to do. So my grandma passed last month. We didn't have a good relationship. I have felt her, had visions. I had pictures on my altar. I don't look at it because I'm still mad at her for treating me bad, but lately she coming in my thoughts. Rudimental. When you say that you guys did not have a bad relationship, that you had a bad relationship, and the thoughts that you're getting that you're having about her. First and foremost, I'm going to tell you to add her name to the altar. I am one of those people who did not have, and it wasn't even my relationship. One of my elders, I didn't like the way they treated other members of my family, and they passed. And I put them on the altar, but I never called their name, right? I don't even think I put a picture of him up. I wrote his name and I didn't put a picture. And I spoke to one of my elders, my Ajimon in Palo, but she's Crown Ocha, and she was like, "You're bugging." And I was like, "What happened?" And she was like, "You need to put his name on the altar." And I was like, "Why?" She was like, "And call on him for everything." And I was like, "Well, why?" She was like, "Because he owes." She was like, "I would make him work for me every chance I got. Every chance I got, anything I needed, as long as he was elevated, he's going to do the job. I'm going to ask him, he's going to do it, he's going to work for me, he owed me." And I was like, I never thought about it like that. And she was like, "Yeah, fuck that. Put that shit up there. Put him up there. Put him up there." And I put him up there. He comes through and helps, right? They have to make up for the things that they did not do so well in. This is called Palo Mayombe Infinda. It's on YouTube. Rudimental, yes, Kuwatas. So, although you guys didn't have the best relationship, remember, when they pass, it's a different ball game, especially if you are doing the things to elevate your ancestors. But I also want you to tell me about how she lived her life and what is the common trait that you have that you learned from her. There's something that you picked up and learned from her that wasn't the best thing for your life going forward, and you need to make a change in that. What was it that you witnessed from her or experienced from her that has impacted your life that you need to make a change in how you're responding to the outside world or to yourself? Add her to the altar. She's going to help you work through some stuff that you're still holding on to. Because she gone. You mad at her and she's like, "I'm sorry. I know better. But I know now." Because that's why she's coming. You know what I'm saying? They come when they're trying to make up for something that they did that was wrong. And she knows you're probably the only one in your family that does this type of spiritual work with the elevation and stuff. And you're the only person that she can go to for light elevation and all that other kind of stuff. So, you're it for her, baby. Y'all gonna have to make up. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. That wasn't good. This is what I'm saying. So make sure that the things that she showed you that were not good, look at your life and see, what are you emulating? That's a lesson right there. What am I emulating from the things that she showed me that were jacked up? I have to change that about me. This is how we stop the generational curses, the generational traits. When we get in communion with them and we figure out what it is about them that's jacked up, we learn that these are not the ways that we're supposed to be doing stuff. This is not good for us. I must change this. I learned it from her. She's like, "I know, it's my bad. Let's do it better now. I'm help you now. You give me energy, you give me light, you give me elevation. I'm going to show you the right path and the right ways to go because I messed up showing you the other ways because I didn't know no better. I was doing things out of survival and not out of love. I thought it was love, but survival and love are two different things, and it gives a different energy. But a lot of times the way that we were raised doesn't allow us to recognize and identify the difference in the two. That's where this growth comes from. That shadow work, that inner work, that self-reflection, all of that kind of stuff is a huge part of this. I believe that's why my family is so against me because I am who I am. They don't understand why you don't fear it the way that they did and why you're running towards it the way that they did. But you're not like them anyway. You are more comfortable doing things the way your spirit tells you to do things, and they're more comfortable doing things the way the world tells them to do things. So you seem to be the black sheep of the family, but the black sheep is usually the one with the most sense, because they see things not in a worldly way. It's more of a spiritual outlook, and that makes us look crazy to outsiders until the proof comes in the pudding, and they're gonna come to you for help. Oh, that's crazy, because I've been noticing my mom doing stuff she do that's not healthy, and she's keeping it up. Yeah, you don't do that. And she learned it from your grandmother. So that's why her energy will step forward. And I've been saying, why do want to keep that up when it's not healthy? Right. Listen, all you can do is do it for you. The more you do for you, the more elevation you do for your line, the more, right, everything ends with you. And when you stop it, it kind of puts a mirror up to your mom, because at some point she's going to say, ugh, this is my child and I'm the one just doing this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And the more you elevate your ancestors, the easier it is for them to now get at her. They're going to start messing with her until she get it together. That's how it works. You don't even understand how large my family is. There are 4 generations of my line that's on this planet right now alive that do this spiritual work. 4 generations at one time. I'm so lucky and so blessed that there's so many of us that do this. So it's not just, me. But in the beginning, oh no, it wasn't no, they was like, you're wilding. What are you doing? And I was like, I'm going over here to get my life together. All day. Yeah, it gotta end with you. I was told about the importance of me embracing spirituality from my bloodline. I said, bloodline, what they got to do? Your bloodline is the ones that are needing of the elevation, right? They are the ones that need you to move in a more spiritual fashion. They are the ones that need you to stop a lot of the things that they started that wasn't good, and they understand that you can hear and see. Can you hear and see spirit? You can hear and see them? Little tip. Hello, Omogun. Yeah. Listen. Come on, y'all. Because you can, the cloudiness of it all right now is because you haven't done enough work. I feel like I'm the only one in my family doing shadow work and cutting those generational curses. As long as you're doing it, you can't worry about nobody else. Went to a mental hospital for it. But have you done anything like spiritually, sweetie? Do you have people with, do you come from a line of mentally unstable people where you've had a few people in your line that have, ended up in mental hospitals? I started off this live, I don't know how long you've been here, but I was telling people in the very beginning that it is imperative for those of you who have a line of none of your family, okay, and then it's just you. So have you ever, but you've been told, okay, you hear and see spirit straight up. You think you crazy, but you're not. So at what point have you've been told that you need to be doing something spiritually for yourself? It is to make you, first of all, I hope you don't, well, if you're in the mental hospital, there's got to be a level of fear that you have for this. But you also have to do the ancestral work. That's the safe space for you right now. That's where you need to be. These things that you're seeing is not because you're bugging. It's because that's what's happening in the world right now. Everybody's seeing spirits and stuff. They're all over the place right now. First of all, they're always there. But the energy and the frequency and the current, the vibration has been so crazy over the last, since this pandemic started, that's it's easier for those of us who have gifts to utilize the gifts because we're raising the energies and the vibrations, right? So you have to do something more with spirit. First and foremost, the cleaning of your body and your head, absolutely. The grounding, absolutely. You've got to find balance, and you've got to work with your ancestors first and foremost so that they can show you the gifts that you have and then teach you how to use it. There is balance that needs to be had with you so that you don't find you're not crazy. There's nothing wrong with you. You seeing shadows and stuff and you're bugging out like, oh, I'm seeing stuff. Yeah, the shadow was there. So you went to the mental hospital and they told you what? Take these pills, go lay down, do this, this, and that, and you still seeing stuff. Am I wrong? You just ain't tell them. But you still see stuff. So when you were told that you had to do more spiritually, tell me please that you've done a little bit more spiritually. My Cash App is up for donation-based readings. If you hit the Cash App, just let me know that you paid it and then put your name here. A pharmacist told me that once I started, I wouldn't be able to get off them, so I never took them. They gave you antipsychotic medications. But what was your diagnosis? So you have to remember this. When you're in a depressed state, that means that your energy and your vibration is very low. I started this video off saying that you don't have the luxury to teeter-totter your life away. You have got to always remain at a high frequency, a high vibration at all times in order for you to be able to sustain your life here and grow, right? And be okay. You are not one of those people because you have the issue already of the fear mindset, they labeled you something, they already made you feel like you were this, that, and the third, when in actuality, you're missing your grounding and your foundational work. Your spirit is what's needing you to understand that. I see spirits all the time. You think I'm taking antidepressants? No. My spirits come with faces. Then they come with names. Then they mount me. Then they talk through me. All of that kind of stuff. If we weren't spiritual people that knew this type of stuff, anybody on the outside looking in would say that I need to be locked up in the nut house. And why is that voice coming out of her body? I know who's talking through me. I know who I'm dealing with. So it is just in now getting your foundational work together. What's your foundation? You got to get your ancestors together. You got to know who they are. You got to know what they did. You got to know who was good. You got to start with an altar for them. Names, photographs, Bible, glass of water, candle, a shot of something. Yeah, Big Pharma don't do nothing but numb the senses for you. You don't need no antidepressants. You need to go outside in the sun and let good old vitamin D hit your dome. You need to go buy some running water, a lake, a river, an ocean, or something like that where the water is not stagnant, and ask for the good things in life to be brought back to you just as freeing and flowing as this water comes and always goes and keeps the oceans and the life on this planet working. That's how I need you to replenish my life. These are the things that you need to go and start doing. You need to pray for clarity and guidance, and for strength, and for fortitude, and for clarity of mind, and for peace, and for your ancestors to identify themselves, and for them to make sure that it doesn't come to you in a fearsome way, where you're not scared. These are the things that you need to be doing. You need to be constantly washing your head spiritually. You need to be constantly cleaning your body spiritually. You got to keep this up until you balance out. When you balance out, that does not mean that this stuff stops. That means that you figure out what the next thing is for you. But for now, you start off slow. Prayer. Finding out who the ancestors was. Building your altar. Communicating with them. Finding out their names and what it is that they did in this life. Who were good people? Who were my prayer warriors? Who were my figure-it-outers? Who were my people that was about getting their money together? I need to know my people so that I know the grasp and the range of assistance I have close to me. Wait, who am I looking for? Tarez, was it a general question, Tarez, or was it a specific question? And I'm also going to suggest that you start to journal, my love, as well. So that and pay attention to your dreams, please. I need you to write your dreams down. If you can't write them down, and I have a voice recorder app that I put on my phone that I record my dreams if I forget them when I wake up. Because once they say once you sit up and your brain shifts, you lose the message. So I'll just put my phone next to my bed. Yeah, they're trying to tell you, baby, you're just going to be all right. Just come for us. They already embracing you. And when they come to you like that, that means that they're not so weak. That means that they're strong enough to come into your dream in that form and embrace you and let you feel that love. You know what I'm saying? Because you weren't scared and you weren't. It didn't frighten you in any kind of way. That is what this is about. They're trying to let you know that it's okay, and they're communicating with you. But you've got to remember the messages that they give you, and you have to do things that make you feel better, whether it is getting dressed, relaxing in a nice hot warm bath, putting the Epsom salts and the bubbles in there, the music, the wine, or a glass of apple juice in a wine glass while you're in there. Throw some flowers in there, some fruit, all of that kind of stuff. Do things that make you feel better. Whatever it is that makes you feel better, that's what you need to be doing. Honey, why's your house upside down? What's happening? And came in upside down. Your cards is all coming up upside down. What the hell? Are you just coming out of a relationship, my love? Are you just getting out of a relationship? Yeah. Hello, Josie. Therese, are you just getting out of a relationship? Hello, Therese, are we there? Hi. Hey, Josie. Hello, my darling. What's happening? Hello. Therese, we there? No, the V on cutting a few people off. I'm on the verge of cutting a few people off, but no. So when I say relationship, right, that can be any form of relationship, whether it's your man or someone that you're just dealing with, or female, or whoever you're dealing with. Every card is coming upside down for you. Hold up. Oh my God. Everything for you is coming upside down except for your feelings. The feelings is the only thing that's coming up right. You are overflowing with feelings and feelings and feelings, but nothing else is turning out right for you. Listen, what happened? The first card was the 10 of knives. It came in upside down with all the knives in your back, right? So upside down for me means, this would normally mean like this is coming. This means you already caught some bullshit, right? It already happened. The 3 of sticks is what came up next, right? And you're supposed to, with this stick, be handling your looking towards your future, right? What drives you? What are you looking forward to in your life? What you supposed to be doing? It came up upside down, which means your future, you ain't doing shit where that's concerned. Not the right way. Then we had the 8 of baskets. Came upside down. So for me, this is a man that should not be there because he's not offering you anything to fill your basket. It is absolutely pointless. Right? The next card I got was the mother of baskets, which was upside down, which still means that your baskets can't hold anything if they are upside down. No abundance, no love, no happiness, no money, no nothing. If your baskets are upside down, right? The next one I got was the ace of baskets, which came right side up because you full of emotion and full of everything else that you got going on there. Everything, all of that stuff is full up. Oh, yeah. But the rest of your life is upside down. So how you got your emotions is all over the place. And then I got the funeral home one upside down. Tell me what you're doing with your ancestors. Nothing in your life is going right. Your emotions is at an all-time high. And what we got going on with our ancestors? Everybody you thinking about cutting off, they let them go. Cut them off. Yeah, your list. Go down the list. Block them. Don't talk to them. All of that. Cut them off. They don't mean you no harm. You got all of these emotions going in all types of different places for different situations. And tell me about your ancestors. Because they can block you from being able to do a lot of certain things if you're not paying enough attention to them and you're putting too much energy and focus on everything else around you and instead of them, instead of your own growth, instead of your own elevation. Your 9 of coins is upside down, which means they holding your money too. Talk to me, sis. ¿Qué pasó? What's going on over there? Everything's upside down. Why are you so emotional? Your flow is all messed up. It came upside down. You don't go with the flow. Like you talk. Hello? Are we here? Pumpkin, what's happening with your ancestors and your spirituality? I haven't been doing much of anything with them lately besides keeping their space clean. But why? You got to deal with your shadow issues. You got to do the shadow work. You have got to understand that these people that you are allowing in your life are distractions, and they don't even value you enough for you to be putting this much energy into them and forgetting about everything else that you're supposed to be doing. You don't go enough with the flow of the way, because your people set it up for you to flow a certain kind of way, and you go against it at all times. You don't follow the flow of how they set something up for you. You step in your own way. Your higher self is what you need to be focusing on at this time. Nothing and nobody else. Just you. Focus on you. Fixing the boundary issues that you have. Fixing the self-love issues that you got to show people how to treat you. And if you don't know how to treat yourself, that's a problem. You can't use resentment. You can't let pain show itself as resentment or acting out or just not being true to yourself. You're not honoring yourself with the type of things that you do and the type of people that you allow in your space. Your higher self, your Ori is asking for you to wake up. I have some prayers on my page for your Ori. And you have no structure either. You need some structure in your life. Every single day, you need to be praying with your ancestors. Not checking the internets to see who's doing what. Stay out them people's stories. Stay out them people's stuff trying to see what they doing. When you cut people off, you need to be blocking them too. Because they're around people that are very negative when it comes to spirit, and that's been causing my faith to wither a little bit, but I'm not gonna lie. You can't let nobody shake your faith. That's not how you do this. That's not how you win. You wouldn't let nobody shake your faith in somebody who proposed marriage to you. If you found somebody that you wanted to fall in love with and you thought this person had everything underneath the sun, and somebody will say, oh, there's something just not right about him, I don't know. And they'll say to you, you'll say, but what? And they'll go, I just don't know, it's something not right about him. You're not going to leave that man. You're not going to let that person's words shake your faith in him. Although they're probably right, where he's concerned. But you won't let them shake your faith. You don't let nobody shake your faith where your spirituality is concerned. You do not have to publicize everything that you are doing, but you must continue to do. You need grounding, baby. I don't know where you live. You need to get to a park and get your feet in some dirt. You can plant some plants of your own. Buy a plant, take care of it, watch it grow and live. That's very grounding. Coffee baths are extremely grounding. Anything with nature, hugging a tree is extremely grounding. Going in the ocean can be grounding as well. You know, you have to do more nature-based things in order to ground yourself. You also have to have some reality checks. That's going to ground you too. A fucking dose of reality, right? You had your life the way it's been all these years, and your shit has not been working out the way you would like it to go. You have been getting signs from spirit, and you've been having dreams and all of that other kind of stuff where spirit is concerned. And here you go letting people talk you out of what you know is right. Stop discussing it with them. Nobody needs to know what you're doing. I am doing a family tree, and that is it. You have got to conserve your energy. Don't overexhaust yourself with everybody else's feelings. Coffee bath. It's coffee, and you put some water in it, and you pour it over your body, neck down. That's a coffee bath. That's it. Ain't nothing else in it but coffee. Coffee and water. Coffee is a very hard substance we don't put on our head. We put it neck down. That is grounding. You have a problem with validating your self-worth. When you know that you're worthy of blessings and abundance and spiritual gifts and what's been bestowed upon you, because we don't wake up to spirituality unless the ancestors wake us up. We don't wake to this unless it's time for us to wake to this. And that's when the opposition comes into play. We have got to fight through that because they want to test to see whether do you mean what you say? Now show us. We always, as women and people in relationships, want the partner to show us what they mean. They want us to show us what we mean to them. Spirit is the same way. Your ancestors are the exact same way. They want you to know what they mean to you. Period. So when you show them that you first mean it all, I mean the world to me. Now y'all are my compass in life, and I know that I stand on y'all shoulders, and without y'all I don't know where I would be. I would be lost, because you're lost without them. That's what's happening in your life. You're lost without them. Now pick them back up. Do what you're supposed to do on a consistent basis where they are concerned, so that they can tell you the ins and outs and the ways and that you're supposed to go. And the challenge is the opportunity. That is right, because if you listen, y'all don't understand that when you come into a spiritual life and a spiritual path, there is so much opposition that awaits you in the outside world. Y'all don't understand the fight that has to be had on a continuous basis, just from haters, people that are scamming people that want you to shut up, people that would rather take your money, but you woke, so they mad that you woke. You know what I'm saying? People that you are going to, because you don't wake up to this unless you are going to help others, right? So you got to be able to put yourself in a position where opposition means nothing to you. You know how many people, I don't care about nobody and their feelings. And when I know I'm right and spirit is validated what I'm doing, nobody can't tell me nothing at all. They told me what it was. I don't care what your human mouth fixes your lips to say. I don't care. Shit it. You might as well save your breath and your energy and not share that part with me, because I don't care. Everybody knows that about me. We can have a conversation to discuss it, and you can tell me how you feel about it, and I'm still going to tell you how I feel about it, and your opinion of it does not change my outlook, because Spirit has already told me. That's why I connect with them the way that I do, because I don't give a fuck what humans say. Y'all just raggedy and ridiculous. Don't care. Don't care. You're doing a family tree. He doesn't need to know anything else. He works. When he leaves, that's when you do what you're supposed to do. He showers. When he goes in the shower, that's when he go take a shit. He gonna be in there for at least 10 minutes. That's all you need some days. On them days when he's there, this is where you figure it out. This is where you map it out. You know his schedule like nobody's business. He got to go get a lineup and a haircut. That's when it's time for me to do what I do. I know I got at least an hour to 2 hours before he come back in here. That is your time. This is where your Ori has to take over, and your planning and your preparation and your mind. Because Spirit wants to see that you can maneuver. You can plan out some shit and you can make it work to your advantage. If you could do it in your household and the world got nothing on you. This is the preparation for you to handle the rest of the world. If you can handle it in your household, outside world can't fuck with you. You already know how to circumvent situations. Well, I mean, that's how I live my life. Do it in front of them. You don't give a fuck. Deal with it. What are you going to do? Nothing. Blow out my candle and they're going to come get you. So, and I'm going to tell him, show him why he shouldn't do that no more. I'm that person. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to, oh, you should. I'm going to go right to Spirit, light the candle again, tell him, now go show him why he should never do this again in life. And walks the fuck off. Give them rum so they got the proper spirits. Blow some smoke so that they can use that energy as air and all that other kind of shit, and they can make their way to that ass. And I don't got to stay and or do nothing. He is going, by the time he wake up tomorrow, he going to be so shook from a dream he done had or something that done touched him or did some shit. He ain't never going to touch that altar again. You hear me? There's a point in my house that if anybody be in here talking stupid and this is past relationships and stuff, they get them right to this point in this house and make them fall. I don't know why it's like one section of the floor is slippery. I got wood floors. There's nowhere in here that's slippery, but right there they always take a nigga out in my house. You talk to me some kind of way, you say the wrong stuff or the energy feel like it's almost going to go wrong. There's a point in my house that my ancestors will and it's like they just snatch their feet from under me. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. I kid you not. Let them handle it. Let them handle it, for real. Like, I'm not even joking. I sit here and laugh sometimes. Like, y'all keep playing in here if y'all want to. Y'all know Spirit is in here heavy. Don't let nobody walk you away from the stuff that you know that is good for you. They go and love their Jesus so bad and so hard, and don't nobody bother them. So you leave me alone with the people that I actually knew. Ain't nobody telling you not to do what you do. Don't tell me not to do what I do. Period. Oh. All right, y'all. No more readings. Anybody got any questions? I'm about to get off of here. It is 2:30 in the morning. I always come here and end up here forever with y'all. I like that y'all be up. Hallelujah. Why did you get on my nerves? All right, y'all. I am going to thank y'all for your time. Those of you who have gotten some messages and those of you who were just listening, please understand that Spirit will test your conviction in this. They're going to test how much you just, like, if we gang, then we gang. It's blood in, blood out. Feel me? That's how they feel. That's how they act. That whole, my loyalty, all of that kind of stuff, they with that. When you show that to them, they show that to you. And anybody that opposes that has a problem on their hands. Thank you, baby. Appreciate it. Anybody that opposes that has a problem on their hands. My ancestors and my spirit God take care of so many people before I even get the chance to even fix my lips to say something. They have already handled a multitude of things for my benefit at all times, right? And please understand that when you are dealing with your ancestors, they answer anything. When I do these ancestral readings, they answer any question questions. I've gotten bills from doctors that'd be like, oh, you owe X, Y, Z. And I'm like, I know I paid this bill already, but I can't find the receipt. Let me go talk to Edgar. I asked them, they be like, you paid the bill. Don't pay it. Should I take my car to the dealer? No. They're going to overcharge you. Take it to the other spot. When I go to take it to the other spot, I've been to this car place 45 times, right? This particular day, after I asked the ancestors, should I go over there? You know what I see on the wall? I see Ogun and Achosi's pieces hanging in this car place. Now, I tell you, I done been in this place 45 times. I ain't never seen that shit before in my life. It don't look like it's new. It don't look like they just put it up there. That man got me in there and was like, do not take your car no place else because they're going to charge you X amount of dollars, and I'm telling you that's not the problem. They will save you money. They answer questions for any and everything. It's not just about the big stuff. It be about my car, about a doctor's bill, about where to take, all of that kind of stuff. You think I don't move without them? They save me thousands of dollars on a regular basis. Y'all better pay attention. Even the jury duty, they tried to make me go to jury duty. I was like, it's COVID. They was like, call this number. I'm like, what? Call this number. I call a number. The number said it's been postponed. My dumb ass would have been there. Mafere from Egun all day. I called this, right? It's been postponed. Call back on this day, right? So I called back the next week when they told me to call back, and it goes, look at your number on the paper. If your number's not on this paper, you don't got to come. My number ain't on that paper. Because I went and told Egun, I'm not going in there. This COVID. They was like, well, told me everything to do. Jury duty, y'all. Everything. I don't make a move. And I'm not even joking, y'all. I don't make a move and without them. They tell me everything. I'm not playing around in this world. I walk in there. COVID, it's a courthouse. Everybody got something in there. I'm not going in there with these people. Y'all not going to get me sick. I'm not doing that. I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not sitting there for hours. I don't care about your little stupid ass court cases. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I'm not doing that. I got other stuff I need to be doing. They was like, don't worry about it. You ain't got to do it. Listen to what we said. If I wouldn't have called that number, I'd have been in that damn courthouse with an attitude. They told me to call. I listened. So just understand the full range of what they can do for you, baby. And this is why I tell y'all so hard. Go with them first. They got the answers. Y'all be thinking y'all got to go to Orisha and y'all got to go to everybody else. I go straight to my ancestors. To the point where my Orisha came up at one point and was like, we're bored. You want to call on us for some shit? And I was like, my bad. Let me give y'all something to do. Oh, God. Seriously. But that's how it's supposed to be as far as I see it. Because if my ancestors are the closest thing to me and all of my actions will reflect on the rest of my bloodline, then I'm going to y'all first. Everybody else comes after that, and that's how it goes in any spiritual situation, whether you're going to an Ocha house or whether you're going to any other spiritual system. Your ancestors are venerated and contacted and divine with and asked, are they okay with whatever is going on first? Even with Orisha. Understand that? Y'all have a blessed evening. Thank you very much. Shut up, Cool Waters. I'm going now. Good night, everybody. Peace and blessings, and thank you all for your time and your energy. Turn your notifications on so when I do go live, you do catch it. And we'll try to do this earlier because I put up the notification and I waited until I got some people to respond before I came on tonight. So, peace and blessings. Thank you all for your energy. Thank you all for your time and your donations. I appreciate it. Love and light, everybody. Good night.